Hi. Let me turn this. All right. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's Friday is going well. Let's get right into it. So, I wanted to talk about how, when it comes to people having access to you, you have to be extremely vigilant and you have to be extremely selective. How come I can hear myself looping back? Hold on. Selective. How come I can hear myself looping back? Hold on. It should be good now. How come I can hear myself looping back? Hold on. It should be good now. Do I still have an echo? I think I do. Yeah, I think I still have an echo. Hold on. We're gonna do this we're gonna do it this way. Hold on. Yeah, I think I still have an echo. Hold on. We're gonna do this we're gonna do it this way. Hold on. Yeah, I think I still have an echo. Do I have an echo? I shouldn't have an echo anymore. It should be gone now. Yeah, it's gone now. Okay, so sorry about that. It's because I put my notes on my laptop and my laptop's connected to my phone. So I have to go in and press disconnect because both of them will sync together if I don't. However, back from the beginning. Happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday. I'm happy to see everyone coming in for the message today. The Sovereign Society. The Sovereign Society on this beautiful Friday. Hi, Zoe. Hi, A Blessed Baddie. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Susan. I'm in New York City too. Hey, hey. Okay, so I want to talk today about how, especially as women, we need to practice being selective on who we allow around us, okay? What environments we are allowing ourselves to go to, the jobs that we work at, and how much energy we are going to be giving these jobs and these people. I feel like a big issue that women have is that a lot of us have just been conditioned to please everybody, and I feel like a lot of us are fearful of coming off as being stuck up or too good. When in reality, you just want to preserve your energy, and I want to teach women that you have to practice self-preservation, because if you don't, everyone's going to drain you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is going to drain you. And men will do this because men are always trying to say, like, well, why don't you give me a chance? How come you don't give someone a chance? Everyone is always trying to gaslight women into taking a chance, into doing something that we really don't want to do, into doing something that we're really not comfortable with. And I want women to understand that at the end of the day, first of all, your act of self-preservation actually makes you more valuable. It does. Scarcity makes you more valuable. You know, when it comes to purchasing these Hermes Birkin bags, you just can't go to a Hermes store and just go in the store and pick up the bag. You have to be on a waiting list. Only certain people are eligible to be able to get a Birkin bag, and the reason being is because it's a valuable bag. And you have to look at yourself like a Birkin bag. You have to, you are only going to allow people access to you if they are worthy of you. You know what I mean? You are only gonna go to functions. You're only gonna go to places if you feel like that place is worthy and if you feel as though that place is to your caliber. Like there's been times before where like I've had like homegirls before, they'll wanna go to like some place, like they'll want to go party at some place or something like that, and I'm like, okay, it's nothing but hood dudes there, okay, well, you know, it's nothing but just like no classy people, you know. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm too good to be at a place like that. Like, I get that it may be fun, you know what I mean? Like, it may be fun doing those activities, but I don't want to do ratchet activities. Like, I'm sorry, I'm too good for those ratchet places. Like, I don't care what anyone thinks about it. I'm too good to be at a place like at those type of places. And so I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go because my friends are there, and like, you know, they're like, why don't you come? Don't be a party pooper, trying to like peer pressure you into doing something, and you really don't want to do it, and it's like it's just not the scene that you want to be around. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I care more about my I care more about my comfort than I do keep trying to keep other people comfortable, if that makes sense. I only want to be around people who are good for me. You know what I mean? And the only way, yes. And that's another thing too with your location. Even moving, like, you also have to understand that where you are living, you can outgrow where you're living. You know what I mean? I'm from a really, really small town, and I have realized as I was getting older, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm too good for these people. I'm too good for these people. My mindset is completely different. My life trajectory is completely different. And if I stay here in this environment, this is not an environment that is going to help cultivate, you know, my future. This is why I really urge women, at least women in the United States, if you grew up in a very rural area, you need to live in a major city for at least 1 year. At least 1 year in your whole entire life. You at least need to live in a major city for 1 year, because when you're looking at skyscrapers, when you are dealing with people or talking to people or meeting people who are very wealthy, they're millionaires, you know, it broadens your span of thinking, and it allows you to see the bigger picture outside of just being in a rural area. Because that's another thing too that keeps a lot of women stuck. When you grow up in a rural area, really all that there is to do is just for you to find someone to marry, buy a house, and have children. Like, if you stay in a rural area, in most cases, that's how your life is going to look. Now, don't get me wrong, it's okay if that's how you want your life to look. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. However, you know, why like lock down your future that way instead of seeing what else is out there? You know what I'm saying? Why not go and explore and see what's out there? Because you'll be able to realize, like, maybe you didn't like your rural hometown because you never realized that you just don't mesh well with these people, and then you go to a major city and you're like, oh wow, no wonder why I felt so outcasted, or no wonder why I felt so out of place, like living in a rural area. Because actually my tribe, my people, the people that I get along with, are actually in a different area. You know what I mean? You might need to be on a different side of the country or something like that. Just leave and go to another place and see what is out there. Also, when it comes to things like jobs, this is more so the older generation. But I'm a millennial, but I know that there's some millennials that are stuck in this mindset too. Understanding that job security, depending on your field, is kind of weird. So this is just like this is like just a vague statement. But knowing when to leave the party. Like, you can go to a different job and earn more money. You know what I mean? Like, you can get to a point in your career where your current job, that job is not worthy of you anymore. You know what I mean? You've ascended beyond this job. Hell, you might have even ascended beyond what role you have. You know what I mean? Maybe it's time for you to go into a different role. Maybe it's time for you to try going for a management position. You know what I mean? Understanding your skill set and really, really like being objectively honest with yourself. Saying like, I don't need to be in the back end with this job making this salary. I need to be like in front and I need to be running these things. You know what I mean? I'm a great leader. I I know how to plan things. I know how to execute things. I know how to build a team. When you are able to be objective with yourself and you know these skills that you have, it's time to pack up and leave wherever you're at. And it's time for you to go to the next. It's time for you to level up. It's time for you to go do the thing that actually is what you should be doing. You know what I mean? You can grow out of jobs, and these jobs you can be too good for a job. You can be too good for living in a certain area. You can be too good for certain relationships. The reason why I even did this live stream in the first place was because regarding this topic was because I was having a really really hard time realizing that I was just too good. Like I was just too good for a lot of people. I was just too good to be in certain places. And I feel as though a lot of women, when they have that mindset, they kind of will feel guilty because it's just kind of like, well, you know, someone needs to take a chance on them. You know, someone needs to be earned a chance. Someone needs to be given a chance, and you'll feel bad because you feel as though, well, well, maybe that's not fair. That's not fair to that other person that I didn't give them a chance. And what's happening is that you're going to find yourself draining your energy because it's not for you. Like you're trying to operate out of kindness, but the thing about kindness is that when you're operating out of kindness does not reflect as protection. Usually, when you're acting out of kindness, you're not acting out of protection as well. And you have to be kind to yourself before you're kind to anybody else. So you have to realize that you might upset people. You know what I mean? Because you're just like, this is too good for me. Like for instance, so I travel for work, but before I traveled for work, I was like a staff worker. So I just stayed at the same place that I was working. So I did that staff and then I traveled and then I was like a little bit homesick. And at the time, I wanted something a little bit more stable. And I was still cool with my old manager. So my old manager let me come back to my staff job where I was just working at the same place. Y'all, I quit after 2 months. I quit after 2 months. I'm like, with all my traveling, I have such a high skill set. I've worked around all of these different people and I don't have any problems with people. And like, they were just catty over there. After working at different places, I actually realized that the department was being like poorly led and like the quality was really not all that good. So after 2 months, I quit. I was like, you know what? I'm too good for this place. And this is the thing. When I first worked there, it was fine. You know what I mean? I was on my level. But then when I tried to go back there, the place wasn't on my level. You know what I mean? And so I had to understand that, yesterday's price isn't today's price. And you are entitled to be too good. Like you're entitled to be too good. You're too good to be around these type of people. And you should take pride. You should take pride in the fact that you're too good to be around certain people or to hang around certain establishments and do things like that because it's protective. You should want to be the Birkin. You know what I mean? You should want to be the Birkin. You don't want to be the I'm not going to name another designer. You don't want to be the bag at Walmart. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the bag at Walmart. You're affordable, you're cheap. What happens to things that are cheap and affordable? It wears down quicker. It does. It wears down quicker. When you are buying things that is cheap, it's easily accessible, it's not going to last as long. And so you have to realize that when you're making yourself accessible to anything and everyone, and you're letting all these people have access to you, it's going to weigh you down. Your energy is not going to last as long. Your spark is not going to last as long because the energy, you're not using your energy wisely. You're not using your energy wisely. And so you have to understand how to. Exactly. Fast fashion, disposable. Exactly. So you have to be honest with yourself and just realize that you're too good for some people. You know what I mean? And even when it comes to dating, who cares if they talk to you? Who cares if they want to take you out on a date? If they ain't up to your level, if they ain't on par with you, if they cannot match your energy, match your accomplishments, match your mindset, you don't have to go on a date with them or give them your number or entertain them or anything like that. You don't have to do any of that. Oh, Desiree, I didn't know you were in Seattle. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. I've never been. I learned I got to give my energy to myself first. Yes. And that's really, really important. People, exactly, because people will take and take. Yes. And women have to get comfortable. Women have to get comfortable with pissing other people off. Women have to get comfortable with disappointing other people. Women have to be okay with being the villain in somebody's story. It's okay to be the villain, I promise. It's okay to be the villain. They'll get over it. They will. They'll get over it. They'll forget about it. They'll find another person's energy that they can harvest, I promise you. But I'm telling you, that was like one of the biggest things that I had to learn this year because like I wasn't dating men that were necessarily bad. Like I definitely wasn't dating like Pookie and Ray Rays or anything like that. Like they all were educated. They all had like, they were making good money. Overall, like not bad men on paper. However, the mindset, I'm sorry if it's loud. I think they're so loud above me. I'm so sorry. They have like family over or something. So they're loud. So I'm really sorry about that. But hi. But I was dating these men, and my best friend like had to tell me. She was like, Megan, like honestly, she was like, you're too good for these men. It would be like little things, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty well traveled and I'm very culturally affluent, especially like being in New York City too. And I grew up around a lot of different cultures. So like I'm very open-minded, I'm well traveled, I'm like culturally affluent, and it was just like it would be little to other people, but it would be a big deal to me. It's like I don't wanna deal with a man who like hasn't at least left the country once. You know what I mean? I don't wanna have to like be with a man who like doesn't have any financial acumen or business acumen, and like I have all of that, you know what I mean? So it would be these little things, and I would be afraid to want to like turn these men down or like not want to talk to them anymore because I felt guilty. I felt guilty for feeling like, oh, well, what if they think I'm stuck up? Or, what if they think that like I'm too good? Until finally I woke up and I was just like, I mean, it ain't like I'm enjoying my time with them for real anyway. And like the reason why I'm not enjoying my time is because I am better than these people. I'm too good for these type of people. And I hope that women don't I don't want women to fear being disliked because they don't want to hang out with a certain girl group, or they don't want to allow a certain man to take them out on a date. And that's another thing too, especially with women. When women are thinking in hierarchies, when you don't want to go out to the outing, when you don't want to go out to the bar or whatever, a lot of women will try to make you feel guilty and say like, oh well, you think um you think that you're too good, and why don't you want to go, and stuff like that. The truth scares people. Actually, funny to see people squirm when constructive criticisms come. Yeah, people. With the content that I'm making, of course, people get so shitty because it's like it's the truth. People don't like the truth at all. People much rather be disillusioned. I used to visit a hole in the wall clubs for the strong ass drinks, and guys would literally ask me, "Why are you here at this place?" I now understand. I look too expensive. Exactly. And whether people like it or not, people are always judging you. People are always judging you. It's nothing that you could do about it. The word judging is so demonized, but the thing about being judgmental, you do need to be a bit judgmental, because being judgmental actually protects you. Because it's like when you are, I wish I had a moderator. Anyway, so oh shit, they made me forget what I was talking about. Oh, being judgmental. So a lot of people will demonize being, judgmental, but you actually do need to be judgmental. Like if you see some man, um, if you see some man and he has on like those like ski masks or whatever, and like he's dressed in all black, I hope you would be judging that man, because in most cases that man is not up to any good. And so when you're like, okay, like I need to get away from this guy, that's you being judgmental. But it's out of protection, because like you don't want to be around this man if he like commits some crime or something like that. And so I think it's important. Oh, okay, perfect. Um I think that, hold on. I'm just adding a couple people as the moderator because I don't feel like dealing with these crazy people that come over here. Also, make sure you guys keep liking. Make sure you guys keep liking the live, please. Like, get the likes up, please, please, please. Get the likes up for me. So, Millie, I will answer your question. Like the live, guys. Like the live. Keep liking the live if you haven't already. Um, so the thing about jealousy, if it's a celebrity, then that means that you want to look like that celebrity, or have something that that celebrity has. So you need to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, what do I like about this celebrity? You know what I mean? What do I like about this celebrity? And that's your marker on the things that you want to have. So you just have to go down the path on like possessing those things. Yes, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, y'all. But yes, people are judging you. And men for sure are judging you. Men know if a woman looks too expensive or not. Men know if you're too intelligent, if you're too sophisticated. So you also, I feel like it's very, very important. You need to understand other people's perception about you. Now, I'm not saying you have to care about people's perception of you, but you do need to understand what people's perception is of you. So, the people who are closest to you, ask them, what vibe do you get from me? Can you describe my personality? Can you describe how I come off? And that will kind of give you an idea of how other people perceive you. So a lot of people, they call me princess, they call me stuck up, they call me all of these very pedestalized things. You know what I mean? They call me bougie, they call me fancy, stuff like that. And so I would pay attention to that. And normally what I used to do is I used to try to deny it and be like, because that's the thing, when people tell us about ourselves, a lot of the time we're quick to deny it. But if 50 people You know, and these are just 50 random ass people. If random people are calling you bougie, you know what I mean? If 50 people are calling you princess, and you know they're calling you stuck up, okay, in most cases they put you on a pedestal. That's what that means. They're putting you on a pedestal. And so if they're putting you on a pedestal, you need to put yourself on a pedestal. So only you are going to go to the luxury lounges. You know what I mean? Only you are going to eat at the Michelin star restaurants. Only you are going to, you know, only have hypergamous relationships if you can. You have to do things that actually fit you and like be unapologetic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm too pretty to be in these hole in the walls. But the thing about it, those hole in the walls do have strong ass drinks. They do. Those hole in the walls, especially when it's that demographic, that age demographic of like the 40 plus crowd, those bars, oh my gosh, they be pouring so heavy at those places. So I get it, you know what I mean? I get the intention behind wanting to go to those places because the drinks be strong. They are, the drinks are very, very strong. But you can go to those places if you want, but go to some luxury places. You know what I mean? Go to those luxury places. Or go to them luxury places and only go to them luxury places and bring you a flask. Bring you a flask and spike your own drink with some extra liquor. So here's the thing about feeling like you're trying to be someone else or feeling like you're copying someone else. We all look at somebody and we're like, oh wow, like I really look how they look. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I love the BBL bodies. I love the BBL bodies. Like, I love like when women have like a super super tiny waist and like big hips. Well, that is because I don't have any hips at all. I'm very much up and down. I don't have that body type. But I can admit to myself, I love like the hourglass shape, especially like if women like naturally have it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, like it looks so good. Like it's so like aesthetically like pleasing. And so like, you know, I try like me working out, it's like okay, I do work on my butt, but if push come to shove and like I get to the point where it's like if I feel as though that shit will start to eat away at me and it will eat me up, I'll just go get a BBL and just say fuck it. Like what's the point of me drooling over these other women having a BBL when I want one when I could just go get one. You know what I mean? So if you're envious, if you're jealous, that's because that's what you want. You know what I mean? That's what jealousy and envy is telling you. And jealousy doesn't have to be a dark thing. Like, that's the thing. Jealousy is a normal emotion. You know what I mean? Jealousy is just simply, I don't have X. They have X. I wish I had X. You know what I mean? They have something that I want and I don't have it. You know what I mean? And so after that, then you can decide what you're gonna do. Like, are you just gonna stay jealous and like maybe go as far as to like sabotage this person because you don't have it, or are you going to try to realize, oh, I'm jealous because I want that, and so I'm gonna figure out what I can do. So if I want a BBL, so I'm gonna start saving my money. You know, I'm gonna start picking up extra hours or get a side gig or something like that because I want to shape like that. You know what I mean? I want my body to look like that. But you already beat me to the punch. For most people, jealousy gets transformed into anger. See, I use waist trainers, but the thing I don't like about waist trainers is that they only work as long as you use them. So it's like once I don't use the waist trainer anymore, you know, then my body I'm gonna be looking like a refrigerator again. If you're jealous, then it probably means that you don't believe that what you want is accessible to you. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. This is why I say, this is why I made the video, because the reason why a lot of us aren't picky about who has access to us is because we have this limiting belief that we do not have access to go to certain places. Like, I remember on a few of my TikTok lives when I was telling women, like, you, especially when you're black and like you've grown up in the black community, my experience growing up was very unique because I grew up in the black community after 8, and then after that I lived with nothing but white people. I lived in a white neighborhood after that. So I had like kind of like the best of both worlds, and I kind of knew what to pick. I knew what to pick from, like, both of those experiences and both of those environments. So I grew up being very comfortable, around those type of people. I grew up very comfortable, being around luxury or wealth and stuff like that. That was like commonplace for me. But there are a lot of women on TikTok on my live, and they were telling me how they feel as though they're not worthy. They feel as though those environments are not accessible to them. And so when you're telling yourself what you are and what you aren't accessible to, that also means that you don't understand who and what and where, what should and shouldn't be allowed to have access to you. Honestly, I haven't felt jealousy since I was a child, and this girl was able to get box braids when my parents wouldn't let me. Once I turned 13, though, and I made my own money and was able to spend on whatever I wanted, the jealousy stopped. Maybe it's because I realized that I'm bisexual too. I don't know. Shout out to the bisexual girlies. I'm with you there. Being competitive for your best self. I can never be jealous of other women. I either want to date them or I'm inspired by them, and I apply what I like about them to myself. Exactly, because I sure was looking up the skinny BBL today. I sure was looking up the skinny BBL today. I'm like, how much is that costing? See, and I'm not trying to have it take years. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I might as well go up under this knife. I might as well go up under this knife. And I was a gymnast. That's another thing too. I was a gymnast for 13 years. So from all that twisting and turning and stuff with my abdomen, I built so much muscle in my abdomen, like on the sides, that like I'm gonna be a refrigerator. You know what I mean? Even in bodybuilding, like when I got shredded, I don't have any hips. I'm like, even skin and bones when I'm skinny, I am literally narrow, up and down. I get this weird feeling like somebody wants me to be jealous, but I'm not. So it's really awkward because I feel like I'm supposed to be, but I ain't. Some people will try to poke the bear to try to feel as though to try to give you a reason for you to be jealous of them when you're just unfazed. You know what I mean? You're just unfazed. A lot of people, when people aren't secure with their own accomplishments, when people aren't secure with the things that they're doing with their life, they will try to artificially create a way for other people to validate the choices that they've made. And one of the ways that people will do that is through trying to make you jealous. Like, didn't you hear about this guy that took me out, and I don't know, he took me shopping and da. And you're over here like, no, I didn't, but like, what do you want? Like, do you want a cookie? It's something you don't even care about, but they're over here trying to like sell it to you, so to try to like make you want it. And you're like, I don't want any of that. Like, I don't care about that. Yeah, a skinny BBL is just a tapered down BBL. I don't know if anyone listens to Doshi. I don't know if any. I think that's how you say her name, Doshi. I love her even more because she actually admitted that she got a BBL, that she got a skinny BBL. Cause see, that'd be my thing when it comes to surgery. I don't like. I'm telling. If I get a surgery, I'm taking y'all with me. I'm taking y'all with me. I'm like, hey y'all, it's skinny BBL time. Like, I don't understand. I feel like if you paid the money, you got the surgery, you went through that horrible ass recovery. After all that money, that recovery, all of that, everybody finna know I got work done. I'm sorry, everybody finna know I got work done. I ain't finna get all this stuff done and be like, I'm natural. I'm natural. Y'all gonna know. Well, I'm not married, but I did have boyfriends while I was dancing and they didn't care. Oh, thank you, Desiree. I just had lip filler and it's swollen in day 4. Damn, was that your first time getting the filler? I feel like I never got lip filler before. So I don't know how long it's supposed to stay swollen, but 4 days seems kind of long. Yeah, as women, we're way too hard on ourselves. We're way too hard on ourselves. This is why I just want women to do everything that they want to do for themselves, but also realize that like you have inherent worth as a woman. So act like it. Act like you're the shit. You know what I mean? Act like you're top tier. Act like literally act like you are above everyone because you are. Here's the thing, everyone should be a bad bitch in their own world. You know what I mean? You know how some women get offended when you're like, oh, I'm the baddest, you know what I mean, I'm the hottest, I'm the finest, like, you know what I mean, when you're like, you're gassing yourself up, you know what I mean? And like some women will get offended by that. And it's like, listen, I'm not saying in comparison to you. In my own world, in my mind, I'm the shit. Like in my mind, like I'm doing this. Yeah, like I'm in my universe, like I'm the queen in my own universe. You know what I mean? I'm the ruler in my own universe. Right, exactly. Like, come on, it's enough. And that's another thing too. That's another thing too when it comes to access. A lot of women have self-limiting beliefs when it comes to people accessing them because a lot of women live in a scarcity mindset. So a lot of women will be like, well, it's not enough it's not enough room for all these pretty people. It can only be one. And it's like that's not true. You know what I mean? That's not true at all. The same thing with money. The money is everywhere, okay? The money is fucking everywhere. Go out there and get it. It can be it's allowed to be a ton of bad bees, you know what I mean? We're allowed to be a whole group of pretty girls. It don't have to just it can only be one, you know what I mean? So here's the thing. I personally feel like pride is a good thing. I don't think that pride is a bad thing, especially as a woman. I actually believe that women need to be more prideful. Women need to be more prideful because because the thing about it is that you're supposed to take pride in yourself. Pride is what keeps you protected. Because when you have pride is what's going to pride is when you tell yourself, "Okay, I'm too good for this." Or, I'm not about to let someone play me. That's what it means to be prideful. You have to have pride, especially as a woman. Exactly. That's why men praise pride in themselves but not women. No pride equals no standards and no self-esteem. Exactly. Exactly. This is why these celebrities, especially these black celebrities, these black female celebrities, they're over here with Pookie and Ray Rays. They're over here with Pookie and Ray Rays because they don't have enough pride. They don't know. They don't have the understanding that you just don't let Pookie and Ray Rays gain access to you. You don't let just anyone gain access to you. I was watching. It was a clip. It wasn't the whole thing, but it was Keke Palmer and Steve Harvey. I think it was. I think it was probably before she ended up becoming a baby mama by that Dusty. Darius Jackson, I think is his name. But Steve Harvey was trying to tell her, you know, Steve Harvey was like trying to hook her up with men that are wealthy, men that actually have things to lose, men that would at least take care of her, men who had more than her. And when she was arguing with Steve because she's like, I don't want a man like that. I just want a normal man. I just want a regular man. And look at what that got her. Look at what that got her. And she literally had Steve Harvey out here with vetted men already that could actually take care of her and, you know, hopefully do right by her at least. But I know for damn sure Steve Harvey wasn't about to hook her up with some man like Darius Jackson. I know that much. I know that much. Whoever Steve Harvey had for her was better than with her baby daddy. I know that. But she doesn't have enough pride. She doesn't realize that with her, she's literally a child actress. Like, I mean, she's had a full catalog of movies since she was like 6. And even with all of her wealth, with all of her success, she still does not understand that you cannot let any and everyone have access to you. You're with someone that is beneath you. And so another layer of accessibility is also understanding that you may not be dealing with nobody. You may not be dealing with nobody, but you have so much pride that you are willing to have the standard set so high where you will only have access to me if you reach this level. It's either all or nothing. It's either all or nothing. There is no, oh, well, I could work with this. I see the potential. No. No. Either you got it or you don't got it. And if you don't got it, I can't help you. You can't sit at my table. So when you don't have a sense of pride, this is why, and I had to learn this too. I had to learn how to take pride in my accomplishments. Taking pride in your accomplishments is also going to protect you from giving people access to you that don't deserve you. This is a reason why men are like, we don't care about your degrees. We don't care about your degrees because they don't want you to be prideful. They don't want you to sit here and be like, oh, I have a degree in engineering. I have a PhD in psychology. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. They don't want you to be prideful about that because if they allow you to be prideful of that, then you're actually going to be able to look at them objectively. And you're actually going to have to be like, well, I got a whole PhD and I'm over here making 6 figures. You didn't even go to college. You're working at the factory. You're working at the call center. And so what they want to try to do is they don't want you to have they don't want you to have any pride. So when you accomplish something, well, don't get your head too big. You're beside yourself. Well, anybody could do that. Like I remember it was an old video. I don't know if anyone ever seen it on TikTok, but there was a video on TikTok of a woman and she said that she was in school and she was in school to get like her PhD and it was in something like very, very technical, something in like the science field, like chemistry or biology or stuff like that. And so he was pretty much saying like, well, anyone could do that. And she was like, well, if anyone could do it, how come you're not doing it? How come you're not doing it? If any old person could do this, how come you're not doing it? And that's when pride has to come in. And it's like, no, bitch, not everyone can do this. Not everyone can solve these equations. Because then you would be doing it. So it's like, nope. Have pride in your accomplishments so that way you don't have the wrong people leeching off of you. Exactly. When men have pride about their accomplishments and their money, they literally will be like Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio only deals with women under 25 years old. I know that's nasty, disgusting, is very predatory, but Leonardo DiCaprio only deals with women who are 25 and under. And look at him. He looks terrible. He looks fucking terrible. But because he has money and because he has status and because he's prideful over the work that he's put in his head, he's like, I'm entitled to this. And so you cannot access me if you are above 25 years old because he has pride in his accomplishments. You're not going to hear the end. You're not going to hear the end of a man. You're not going to hear the end of a man relishing in his accomplishments. They accomplish anything they won't be quiet about it for a while. Exactly. Exactly. Their head is going to be all types of big and blown up. Yes. Yes. Very prideful and very boastful. And then also, another thing too, they will not, and this is not only just men, but even your homegirls, because they're afraid of, like, let's just say you haven't gotten it in your mind yet that like you're hanging around people who no longer should really be allowed access to you, when you're hanging around people who really just, you've outgrown them. When they see you ascending, they're going to keep trying to fill it into your brain that they should have access to you still. And this is really prevalent in the black community, like very, very prevalent in the black community, at least with black men. It's like black men will, like these rappers will get successful and then they'll never want to leave the hood that they grew up in. And then what happens? They get unalived in the very same hood that they grew up in after they amassed all of this wealth and all of this success. It's like, what do you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? So if you're a woman and you're out here and you have all these accomplishments and you're over here with a ton of people who haven't accomplished anything, who aren't on the trajectory of accomplishing anything, a lot of the time they're gonna be like, oh, well, now that you got your little degree, you can't hang out with nobody. You know what I mean? Now that you got your little 9 to 5, you think you too good. And it's like, yeah, you have a job. You don't have enough time to hang out and go out. And actually, you are too good. You are too good in a group of people who barely finish high school, and you're over here killing it with 2 degrees. Yes, you are indeed too good, and you need to quit talking to people who are telling you that you're too good. They're telling on themselves. They're telling on themselves. They're literally telling you, they're literally saying, why are you hanging around me? Why are you even hanging around me? You're doing all this stuff. Why are you even hanging out around here? Beware of any man that belittles your accomplishments or tried to shit on my goals before I could achieve them. Yup. Yeah, I don't share my goals with them anymore either. I just do it. I just go on ahead and do it. Or they'll try to do things like sabotage you or something. Like, let's just say you want to start working out and you want to start eating healthy, and so you go on ahead and you're like, hey, like, I'm eating healthy, and you come home from the gym, you eat your little you eat your little salad, you know, you eat your little chicken and all that good stuff or whatever, and then his ass comes home and he's like, I got a pizza for us. I ordered a pizza. You know what I mean? And then he goes to the store and gets all this junk food and stuff like that. And you over here looking, you like, we don't even keep junk food in the house like this. Why is he all of a sudden doing this? Yeah, it's because he's trying to sabotage you. Yeah, that's what I said. It's with anyone, even your own family. Even your own family. When you are on the trajectory to do better, you won't be able to allow people to have access to you. And then you also have to think too, there are people that you're giving access to who are waiting for your future version to unlock. And they're waiting for a handout. They're waiting for a handout when your future self, your leveled up self, unlocks. And so then you got to be careful about that too. Gotta be observant because they're always observing you. Yep. They're always watching. It's at least one person always watching everything you're doing. If you're 28 plus and that man is nowhere near his vision of self, leave him alone. So this is the reason why when I'm on a leveling up journey, I always do my leveling up journey alone. I don't tell nobody that I'm doing it. I don't hang out with nobody. I literally stay head down. I'll stay head down for literally 3 to 4 months and I won't talk to nobody. I will just be tunnel vision on my goals. Like for instance, there's a work Christmas party going on tonight, and I ain't there because I don't want to be there. And it's really not conducive. It's really not conducive to anything that I'm trying to do. And really, it's also an accessibility thing. I just feel like my energy is just too good to be there right now. No former athletes with vision of grandeur 10 years plus. You mean the guys that are like, I almost could have made it to the NFL, but I tore my ACL. If I wouldn't have torn my ACL, I would be in the NFL right now. Like every man's thing between him getting to the NFL was an injury. It was an injury that happened in high school. I remember when I'd silk press my hair, he'd always want to shower together and he'd wet my hair up and try to be subtle with it. I didn't realize it till after that it was most likely on purpose. Yup. That's 100% why. Like, hell no. Like, my hair looks good. I'm not about to fucking get it all nasty and all messed up in the shower. Like, I paid money. Yep. And that's the thing. That's one thing that I've really had to practice over the years. I just try not to tell anybody anything. I do. I try not to tell nobody nothing. We don't shower together since I stopped silk pressing, shaking my head. Dang. Yeah, he definitely was doing it on purpose then. That man knew the time and attention you took toward presentation. Exactly. And he was trying to mess it up. He was trying to have you be leveled down. Not saying that like natural hair or curly hair is leveled down. I don't want nobody to think that's what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that when you'll get the notification when you click the notification bell. So like when you subscribe, it's like a little notification bell that you can do. But who knows? I don't know. And I set the live I set the live on the same day too. I didn't schedule it out very far. He's very jealous. I've learned a lot about men through him though. Yeah, he's a hater. He's a hater trying to have you be leveled down. But it's like, yeah, pretty much what he was trying to do is have you waste your time, and effort on your beauty and ruin your beauty. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. And that's another thing too. This is another reason why you cannot just let any person have access to you. Especially when you're a woman who's beautiful and you take care of yourself. A lot of men a lot of men don't have personalities. A lot of men have personas. Men don't have personalities. Men have personas. And so men are very, very good at being fake confident. Like, very good at being fake confident. And so they will try to like pretend, they'll try to pretend like they're not insecure in order to gain access to you because you're beautiful. And so they'll try to pretend like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's fine. I'm not intimidated. I'm not insecure about it. And then lo and behold, a situation will happen and his insecurity will be out full on display. Because really, he knew that he did not deserve any access to you. He knew that he shouldn't have any access to you, but to still gain access to you, he had to play a persona. He had to play on a persona to make it seem as if he was secure. So this is another thing that you have to have a high level of discernment. Oh, you guys have a child together. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Musicians and aspiring artists with no investment or showcases. A wishful Grammy dreamer who never displays talent publicly. Oh my God, y'all. Speaking of, so I'm sure y'all know this, but when you're a traveling healthcare professional, you make bank. You know what I mean? Like, you do well for yourself. And so, I'm a traveling healthcare professional. And on one of my assignments, one of these women that I met, her head was in the clouds. She didn't realize that she is with a man who shouldn't have any access to her. She's married to a man that shouldn't have any access to her. She's over here. She is over here with a musician. She's married to a musician, and she literally stopped being a traveler because he told her to stop, so that way they can have more stability. Meanwhile, he's still going to be going all over the place for these shows for him to be a musician. Like, come on. She's shitting on his salary. She's shitting, like, he doesn't even earn a salary. Like, I don't even know what you call that. She's shitting on his income. But she literally is getting out of her bag to just to be with her husband. Like, no. Yes, meet them at the finish line. I'll be right there waiting at the finish line. I'm not about to build no man up and be there through thick and thin and do all that stuff. Nope. Nope. These men are getting, this is a thing too. These men are getting richer, younger and younger and younger. I've had a lot of issues with men because I naturally mirror them and they don't like that. You want to know why they don't like that? Because mirroring is the number one manipulation tactic that men use to get you hooked. Mirroring. So they didn't like the fact that you were mirroring them because they felt like you were going to play them the way they're playing other people. That's the best way to manipulate someone. Mirror them. It lowers their guard. It lowers their defenses. My cousin was a nurse practitioner and settled in a smaller town so he could work the local factory. See? Mm-mm. And it's always these women in healthcare. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone could vouch in any other field. I work in healthcare, so I only know it from that perspective. But it's always these nurses, these nurse practitioners. It's like why are y'all sacrificing y'all money, and why are y'all sacrificing y'all quality of life for what this man wants? And that's another thing too. This is another reason why women who, when you're accomplished and you have your shit together, this is why you have to be willing to be alone before you just give any old person access. Like literally your default setting has to be no one or the person I want. That's it. There is no in between. The person that gives me everything that I want or nobody. Yeah, it's like, why are these nurses so obsessed with these bummy dudes? Like, it's an issue. It's an issue. Like, you over here saving lives. You know, you're over here saving lives, dealing with patients, dealing with family members, working 12 hours on your feet all day, just to come home to a dusty ass man, and then he wants you to go 50-50. Or you're probably 100-0. You're the main breadwinner. If your man husband is on the road for work, he is cheating. Yup. It is fun to treat men how they treat you. Like after you learn the game, and once you learn the game and you actually start running game on men, and you play the game on them how they've played it on you, no wonder why they do it, because it's very liberating. It's very liberating and very empowering, and the men are so mad about it. The men hate it, and it's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You're a one trick pony. We were gonna catch on eventually. I date nurses as a feminine woman working construction. Can build and buy the table. Oh, nice. I heard that. I love that. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And that makes you mysterious. That does. That makes you super mysterious. Like when you have things about you that don't match, it makes you extremely mysterious, and it makes you like a lot more magnetic to people. When like aspects of you don't match. So like if you're feminine and you work in construction, yep, exactly. They need to be needed. Nurses care for a living. Exactly. And it's like, girl, okay, somebody already needs you. Okay, the patient in room 1208 needs you. That's enough. The 6 patients you got during your shift, that's enough. While renovating my tax auction home, the men in the rooming house next door volunteered to do work to possibly get put on. I'm sorry, but those nurses who date Dusties could never say that they'd be happy with their daughter dating a guy like their boyfriend. Exactly. Exactly. If you wouldn't be okay with your own child doing it, you got to think harder about what you're doing and ask yourself why you're doing it. A lot of it is the thing about women is that, like, the reason why I have this whole platform is because I'm trying to beat the scarcity mindset out of y'all. Women have an extremely scarcity mindset about everything, about money, about men, about experiences. Women have too much of a scarcity mindset. The money is there. It's men in the whole entire world. Like, these men have such an abundant mindset. They do, at least when it comes to women. They have such an abundant mindset. We don't like the Western women, so we're gonna go become passport bros. We don't like what the Western women are doing, so guess what? We just gonna go to a different country and risk our lives to go get the woman that we want, the woman that's gonna be submissive. Men have an abundance mindset. Women need to have an abundant mindset. Like, I'm sorry, it's plenty of men out there who will at least give you some money. I'm not saying that they're gonna be faithful and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. But you can at least find someone who's on your same level. You can at least find someone who's on your same level. And the thing about it is that it's all in how bad you want it. Like, men are obsessed with punani. And men want punani so bad that men are literally willing to go to different countries to get punani. That's how bad they want it. So if you want the man that bad, who is going to be a provider, who is going to do all this stuff for you, you need to be at the lounges, you need to be, at the fancy places, you need to be in the affluent areas to get the man that's going to be what you want. It's women out here who become nurses so that they can land a doctor. And that's the only reason why they in nursing school. They in nursing school just to get a doctor, because that's how bad they want it. Oh, well, welcome. Exactly. A world with 8 billion people and you think that one man is the only man who loves you? Exactly. Exactly. Are you kidding me? You could have men in all different area codes in all different countries. And you can get money from all of them. You can have someone's place you can stay at. I want to go to Italy. Let me hit up this guy so I can see if I can stay with him during my return to Italy. So I ain't gotta pay for no place to stay. Childhood friends who disconnected because they stuck with local bums who use high school fame. I literally don't talk to a single person from high school, because a lot of them are still trying to live off the high school days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those men are just a lot of those people are just obsessed with the high school days. Okay, high school is over. Okay, if high school was your life highlight, then you're not doing life right. You're not doing life the right way if high school is your highlight. Yeah, I think women should roster date. That's the only way I've ever dated. I've only done roster dating. I've only done roster dating because also, like, when you're like, another thing too is that in order for you to understand, hi, welcome. The thing too about access, this is another thing. Women are too afraid of variety. You know what I mean? Especially black women. A lot of black women are like too afraid to date outside their race, or too afraid to date like above their socioeconomic status. And it's like, you should roster date and get a sprinkle of everyone, a sprinkle of different races, a sprinkle of different cultures, a sprinkle of different backgrounds, you know what I mean? And then have a boundary on things that are very important. Like, I'm sorry, socioeconomic status, that should be a non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? The man should at least have a college degree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's always one of my non-negotiables. Okay, the man he has to be college educated. He has to at least be college educated. And that's another thing too. Is there anyone over here that came over here from Exoticals United? Was there anyone that found me through Exoticals United? Because I kind of want to make like exotical content on here, but I don't know. I have to do it in the community tab to see if anyone wants that content. But the thing about it is that, okay, all right, so there's a content creator on here. She has really, really good content. It's Exoticals United. Pretty much she makes content for women who they aren't like unambiguously black, because like I'm multiracial, and I would always get a lot of backlash from black women because I would date white men. I had a phase in my life where I was really just only dating white men, not as an act of divestment, but like that's all I was around. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was around, and that's all I grew up with. And so they would be like, oh my God, you know, you're gonna date a man and you're gonna have babies with a man who enslaved you, and you know, you're gonna be sleeping with your colonizer, and you're turning your back on black people, and you know, just talking all types of shit about like, and that's one thing that, so like I actually abandoned, I have to make a video about this, but I actually abandoned the black community for a while because of that mindset. Because one thing about blackness is that in the black community, blackness is a measurement. Like you're measured off of how much blackness you have and what actions you're supposed to take that put you in the proximity of blackness. So when you step outside of that and you do what would be perceived as stepping out of blackness, then everyone's going to talk shit about you. And it's like, this is the man that I'm dating. This is the man that I'm dealing with. Why are you so pressed? You know what I mean? Why are you so pressed? But at the end of the day, it goes back to what this live is all about. Accessibility. The reason why they're talking shit about you dating the white man is because they don't feel good enough. They don't feel worthy. They feel as though they don't have access to a white man because they put white men on, they're putting white men on a pedestal. And so they're going to get shitty with you for dating one. And then years later, they're with a white man. Okay, what happened to all the shit you were talking 5 years ago when I was with a white man? And now it's cool. Now it's cool. And it's so funny to me. Now all of a sudden it's cool. It's a trend to get a white man now. Pasta and lobster. But go back like 10 years ago, you're with a white man. I can't stand their pink PPs. What I'm gonna do with that? Yes, like Blackistan is just too much for me. Too much for me. The same black women and men still couldn't be accessible in mama's living room. The thing about dating white men, just be yourself. That's it. Just be yourself. That's really all you have to do. Like white men are really easy. White men are really, really easy, I feel like. Just be yourself. Like a lot of the white men that I dated, a lot of them they like the culture. They like the extra like season that we have. You know what I mean? It's very like refreshing for them and fun for them. They a lot of them really like it. Just be yourself. My dad tried to shame me for only dating white and Asian men, but he moved me to a predominantly white and Asian area, and none of the black men were good representations of black men. Exactly. Like, what do you expect when you're in an environment where it's only those types of people to date? How are you going to get mad at a person dating those people? That's all that's available. And I'm not about to just date someone just because we're the same race. That was another weird rhetoric that a lot of black women would spew out. You know what I mean? You'd be willing to date a Dusty instead of dating this white man who will treat you better, who is going to court you, who is going to give you money, all because you guys aren't the same race. That's why I can't stand that black love stuff. Hate that. Black love, black love. No thanks. No thanks. You mean to tell me it's this big old world out here and I'm about to limit myself to one race? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then these are the same women that are like, there's no good black men out there. It's like, but there's other men. There's Asian men. There's white men. There's Indian men. There's Asian men. All types of men. Italian men, Greek men, Serbian men. I done been with them all. I forgot to mention that I have multiple half siblings who are half white with white mothers. So the mixing is already happening in the family. So it's like, why are you so pressed? Like, why are you so pressed? The mixing is already happening. I had to literally cover up around Christian families, stalked and sent my mom pictures seeing me in an evening gown and glammed arm in arm with a CFO. Oh my God, I love that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm choosy. I don't want to be your first respectable relationship or turnover. A man is a man, as is a woman. Exactly. I told a black man, I said to him, I wanted a degree. He said, but you're black. Like, it's the self limiting beliefs for me. It's the self limiting beliefs for me. Like, people be acting like because they're black, they got a terminal illness. Like, literally, like, they literally act like their blackness is a terminal illness. The Indian men are cool. The Indian men are super cool. I never had an issue with them. I never had an issue with them. And they spin like they don't care. And they're a good time in the bedroom, too. Black men tend to be very insecure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what I've seen the most. I can't deal with heavily insecure men and women with dating. I can't. I can't. Like, once someone starts spewing out about why they can't get ahead, they're upset because they feel like they're being held back. They feel like they're being judged and stereotyped and life's not fair and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm never talking to this person ever again. As soon as anyone says any of those things, stop talking to them. Please stop talking to them. Yeah, I like the more westernized Indian men. The ones that are like Indian, no, they're a little bit too much. And like they're very misogynistic when they haven't been westernized. The 7-Eleven young Indian dudes. Exactly. I'm like, as soon as I hear them, I'm like, yeah, I'm never talking to this person again. Girl, see if you can get you a free soda or something from the 7-Eleven men. Yeah, the Indian men when they haven't been indoctrinated with Western culture, they're misogynistic as hell. How do you fetish check men when dating outside of race, or does it matter? I feel like this. I feel like this. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me when someone is fetishizing me, only because usually this probably is going to sound weird, but it's like people pay for fetishes. So in most cases when someone fetishizing you, they're actually going to give you like really really good treatment. It probably won't be for the long haul, because once the reality comes clear to them and it's like, oh, okay, like you're a human and you're someone beyond like the fetish of the idea that they have of you. um it will have an expiration date, but I don't get bothered by that because I'm like, I'm getting what I want, you know what I mean? So I don't really care. Yeah, like I don't think exactly a fetish isn't bad unless it's to harm you, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, like I don't think that a fetish like being fetishized is a bad thing. Because like let's actually sorry about that. Let's look up the word fetish. Let's see exactly what it means. An inanimate object worship for its supposed magical powers or because it is considered to be inhabited by spirit. And then they also brought up the smexual reason. And the thing about it is this, men have a fetish for everything. Like literally, men have a fetish for everything. So if they're not fetishizing the fact that if they're not trying to fetishize your race, it's something else that they have a fetish for. A man could tell you in so many ways he doesn't prefer you, but doesn't want others to have access, debunking his theory. Exactly. If you don't prefer something, you're not going to care about other people being able to access it. It's a reverse humbling tactic. That's what that is. It's a reverse humbling tactic. A very handsome Indian man from my last job allowed me to use him as my reference, and the job could not get in touch with my black references. See? See? That's why I said, like, I'm sorry. Like, I remember me and my best friend, we went out to eat, and it was this black woman. She looked like she was multiracial. She was like lighter skin. She had like 3C hair. She looked like she was like biracial or multiracial. And she was sitting around with a table full of white men. It was nothing but white men. And so, you know, we were boozy or whatever. And so, like, they were playing music. And so, amongst, like, our tables, we were, like, singing and, like, kikiing or whatever. And so, when it was time for them to leave, the lady had came up to me and my best friend. And she's like, I love hanging out with them. She was like, because of these men, I have an 800 credit score. Like, she just said it. She was like, because of these white men, I have an 800 credit score. And she literally told us, she was like, make sure you get you some white friends. Like literally the reason why I know about cryptocurrency is because of a white man. Like the reason why I know about like so many things and places and stuff like that is because of my exposure to other cultures. Like it's just I'm sorry, like the black community, and it goes back to access. The black community does not have enough access to certain privileges. So when they don't have access to those certain privileges, you have to go outside the black community. You have to. There's no really no financial literacy in the black community. You know what I mean? There's no talk about investing in property or investing in stock and stuff like that. In the black community, it's just survival. People are just trying to survive. And I didn't have that upbringing. I didn't have an upbringing where we were trying to survive. We were above that. Yeah, they spend money on you as if you're their girlfriend. The longer you don't sleep with them or date them. Exactly. Exactly. So I want black women to not be afraid to like go outside their race. Even if you don't want to like date them, at least get some friends outside your race. Like at the end of the day, you're never going to get an award for staying just around black people. You're never going to get awarded for only dating black men. So like you trying to be a social justice warrior and you trying to like stay within the confines of your race and you constantly feeling like you owe that like that's the thing about black people in the black community. They will always think that they're owed something or that you owe them something. My former childhood neighbor has an underground bunker, breeds reptiles, works for a space commander, and just talks money and fun. Exactly. Exactly. And this is, and like I said, like that's why this live is talking all about access and the privileges. You know what I mean? You also have to understand where you stand to realize that you are worth accessing these type of people. You know what I mean? You're worth accessing having knowledge about real estate, about investment properties, about stock options. You know what I mean? You are worth gaining access to those things. It's all about this whole, it's a lot of self-limiting belief women out here who think like, and they just give themselves I'm black. I'm black. They're not going to help me. You know, I'm black. They're not going to give me advice. They're not going to let me sit at their table. And it's like, well, you didn't even try. You didn't even try. This man took me on a shopping spree at the mall, out to ice cream, etc. just cuz I got Chanel makeup and some art. I'll never forget him. He was a well-known tattoo artist. Ugh, that's the best. I love that for you. I've worked on historic homes in various states due to networking with my former softball teammates and parents. Exactly. It it's privileges all around us. It is. It's privileges all around us. And they're at your disposal and they're there and you're able to access them. Too many women are thinking that they're not worthy of these things. And it's like, sis, you are worthy of these things. And it's nothing wrong with you wanting to access them. It's nothing wrong with you wanting to, you know, gain help from other people, different cultures, different environments to better your life. Funniest day, I was looking amazing too. Red wig, makeup, it was nice, paid me for days off. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I love that for you. Yes, I learned the most about finances and fitness from white men. They love sharing what they know. Exactly. And like that's another thing too. With other cultures of men, you're going to get one of two things. And in a lot of cases you're going to get both. You're going to get money, but even more important than money, you're going to get knowledge. Knowledge so that your money can make you more money. Those are the two best things that a man could ever give a woman. Knowledge and money. Exactly. Oh, what? I'm not impressed by smoking a blunt at your cousin's house, but everybody get money. That's hilarious, but it's so true. He also took me to my nursing exam, helped me study, and wasn't pushy for trying to smash me. Great guy. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's cool as hell. That's super super funny. Everybody gets money, but the money is invisible. Exactly. Like what? Everybody gets money, then why are y'all in this bando? Why are y'all in this bando? And your shoes are dirty. Your shoes are dirty. You gotta rub two wires together to start your car. My white male teachers always used to favor me, and later on, my coworkers did the same. Yeah, like I don't really have no problems with any other cultures of men. I really don't. Like, is it bad that I don't want to work hard anymore? I just became a nurse. I want to get spoiled now. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. I totally get it. I don't like waking up for work, but you know what? I rather wake up for work and make my own money and spoil myself because I just don't trust men enough. Like I'll date around to get spoiled. You know, I'll roster date so I can get spoiled from multiple people, but The idea of me having just like one provider man just for room and board, I can't do that. I'll work and then he can pay for all of my luxuries. So like I like to work and do my thing and just sleep with them, spend time with them, and have them spend some money and go on about my day. From San Diego to Middle Georgia, I have yet to meet a black man on business with Google search info. Damn. That says a lot. That does. That says a lot. Cause yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to only deal with one man. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's the thing too. Like, why get money from one man when you could get money from like 4 or 5 different men? Like, I remember I was roster dating. I had a table full of roses. I didn't even ask for them. Every single first date that I went on, I was given roses on the first date. Like literally, I was a serial dater. I was going on like 4 or 5 dates a fucking week, and literally it was like a straight week of dating, and somehow all the men gave me roses and chocolates and jewelry, and I was like, the whole table was filled with roses. Yeah, high caliber men, high value men, they want to trick off on a woman. I'm sorry. Like they want to trick off on a woman. There ain't no high value man that understands, because this is the thing too. He can have money, but that's only half of the equation. That's only half of the equation. He has to have money, and he has to know the value of a woman. If he doesn't know the value and accept the value of a woman, he's never going to give you his money. Never. He's never going to give you any money. He's going to be stingy because he has money and he doesn't see the value of women. And so he won't value you enough to want to spend on you. The only way that they'll be generous is when they have when they value and like women enough. Yep. Wow, I haven't dated anyone who's given me either so far. Knowledge or money. You will. You will. And just date. Try to date as high a caliber men as you can. Like, pay it. I mean, at least pay attention to their job title if you can. You know what I mean? Try to get someone that's like, lawyers, doctors, engineers, STEM, business owners. Try to get those men, and they'll teach you something and give you money. Just keep on dating. I watch my cousin get smutted out on camera by multiples, yet mad I get basic respect. Ciao. It's okay. It's okay, Mama T. It's okay. But that's the thing a lot of women have to remember is that just because he has money, that don't mean he gonna give it to you. And there will be clues. There will be clues. Usually they gonna spend right away. Like usually they're going to spend right away. They ain't gonna wait. So if y'all been dated for like a month and he ain't really spent no money for real on you, or like when you are trying to hint at something, like maybe you may want something and he not trying to get it for you, he not gonna spend no money on you. He's stingy. He want a woman there for free. He think his existence is enough. Question: have you ever dealt with friends who act competitive, pick me over men, especially acting like rich men are a rare commodity? Would you cut them off if you get along outside of that? It depends on how far they're going. You know what I mean? It depends on how far they're going with their disdain of rich men because they feel like they're out of reach. But it would be something that I would make mental note of. It is. It's something that I would make mental note of. Because if they feel like it's a rare commodity, then that means that they don't feel worthy. Because the thing about it is that with rarity, how close are you in proximity to something that is rare? You know what I mean? How close are you in proximity to that? If you feel like you're very, very far away from obtaining something rare or just feeling like it's impossible, well, then you probably have a very low self esteem. So that would be something that I would make a mental note of. I only had a Nigerian man give me a rose on the first date. No other man did that. Keep on dating. You'll get more men to get you more stuff. And that's the thing too. Everyone's dating experience is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Um it is. Everyone's dating experience is gonna be different and on its like own trajectory. I keep myself under wraps for years. Only women were mad when I popped out my athletic phase. Hell, we all have the same genes. Exactly. And it really goes back to that mindset of them feeling like they can't access that. You know what I mean? They feel as though they don't have the grit and the discipline, you know what I mean, and have all of those attributes that you need to slim your body down. Would you stick around a guy who gives knowledge and money, but he fell off with his money and still gave it, and he had to ask his help for financial help? I don't care. I don't care. If he's willing to if he's still giving you money when he fell on hard times and he has went so far as to ask his ex for financial help, I would keep him. I would keep him. He's determined. You wrote an ebook. What is your reason for doing it that way and not like a paperback? I am almost done writing my first book and I am trying to figure out how to publish. Well, the ebook, like that was my first time ever like doing something like that, like ever like writing my own book. But we live in the digital age and the ebook is only like 12 pages. Like it's a very, very small ebook. So that was mostly the reason why is just because it's real small. When I read books though, I want it in paperback form. I don't really want to read a book any other way. I would still publish my book like a regular book and make it a paperback. So what if he asked you that question of financial help since he had been helping you for years? Once he asks me, it's over. I'm out of there. See, the thing about me is like I'm gonna be there until like what I want. I'm gonna be there until what I want stops. So I don't care if he asked his mama, his auntie, his ex girlfriend. I don't care who he had to ask to get the money. As long as he's still giving me the money. And when he can't give me the money no more, then I won't be talking to him anymore. I don't care what he's doing as long as I'm getting what I want. Point blank, period. And why do you know that he asked his ex for money? Like, did he tell you that? Like, that's my thing. Like, why is that something that you even know? Like, that's not like as if that's supposed to turn you on. Thank you, Ray of Sunshine. But yeah, if they start asking me for financial help, it's over. Cause that's the thing about it too. A lot of men, like that can be the dangerous thing with men who are short sighted. They will provide for you, but they won't have a backup plan. It's like boo, when you're providing for someone, you can't just have one source of income. You can't. You cannot just have one source of income because If that source of income takes a hit, where's the money going to come from? You got to have a backup plan. You got to have another stream of income to fall on. And then not only that, he need to be coming up with a plan on how he can get this money. You know what I mean? Aside from asking people, he got to figure out a way to come up with this money. My type of gal, lol, I like that. And he said she was willing to offer that to him. I'm like, she trying to win you back being desperate, but me and him not together though. Exactly. If she giving him money because she think that they about to get back together, well, she's gonna have a rude awakening. And then she can give that money to him and then he can give it to you. And yeah, I like books with pages. I do. I like books with pages. I do plan to write a book in the future. In the future, I plan to write a book. Ooh, a new date concept bookstore opened in my neighborhood, packed with potential. Ooh, I like that. That's a really good idea, actually. That's a good idea. I want to open a 24-hour coffee shop. I want a cafe. I want to open a 24-hour coffee cafe. We'll have the regular coffee and the decaf coffee. And all the books. I want it to be like a book library in there. Yes, ma'am. Because I just love coffee shops and cafes. And I love the aesthetic and I love the vibe. And I like going to them to be able to like get stuff done. And I like being able to like try like different like coffees and stuff. Yes, Love Jones Cafe. I love that. That's cute. That's cute. I'm definitely a dreamer. I am. I'm definitely a dreamer. My brain comes up with so many ideas. He gonna say that's the type of woman he want to be with, who has his back, but yet still haven't left me alone. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that woman. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, no, you have to pay to play. Like, I tell men all the time, I'm not a ride or die. Okay. I will call the police on your ass. Okay. I will not take a bullet for you. I'm not taking a charge for you. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm not helping build you back up. I'm not helping you get your money back up. I'm doing none of that. So you better be smart. And that's the thing too. That's the thing too. Women rely, or men rely on women to be the fallback for everything. So while he's out here doing illegal activity, he's expecting you to be the ride or die. So that way he can keep doing this illegal activity because he's expecting you to take the charge. He's expecting you to hold his weapon. Oh, nice. That's cool. I kind of want a thigh tattoo. I go back and forth, but I have enough tattoos. I have a full sleeve. Cute romance bookshop in Fishery, a romance-focused bookstore with a cafe specializing in fountain soda beverages in La Mesa, California. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Men are never the ride or die. Never. You'll have a surgery. You'll have a surgery and come back from the surgery. The dishes ain't been done. The house ain't been cleaned. You over here healing, and he's like, so when are you gonna be recovered so that we can stop ordering takeout? Me and the kids are tired of takeout. He waiting to see when you can get healed up so that you can be serving him again. Like, no, sir. Yeah, or he'll be put up with another woman asking you to help him when you need help. Exactly. Yep. That's why I said, like, that's why it's like, nah, I just act like a man. Because, like, as soon as they're not getting benefited, as soon as they're not getting what they want, they're out of there. They're out of there. Like, so that's how you have to be. Once the fun stop, once the money stop, once all the things you want stop, bye. And go find someone else and wash, rinse, repeat. There was a TikTok of a woman laughing about how her husband asked what was for dinner after she had just given birth. Clowns everywhere, I swear. Yeah, see, that's that bullshit. Like the lack of empathy. The lack of empathy. A man took me on a tour to meet his mom and family. On a date, I Ubered back to the home he never knew I had. That's weird. Oh, like on a date. I guess. Like, come on, asking for someone to cook for you and the person just gave birth is crazy. They don't have any empathy. My ex asked me would I be his ride or die. I said no. Exactly. Because if you say that you're going to be a man's ride or die, now that man thinks that he can just do any and everything, and you're just gonna take accountability, and you're going to be responsible for all his fuck ups, all his mess ups. You're just being a mommy. That's what mothers do. That's what parents do. When their child fucks up, they have to be the one to fix it. They have to be the one to get them out. They have to be the one to bail them out. They want you to be a mommy. I was different. His brother was the catch. Ugh, I hate it when they say that. You're just so different. You're not like the other women. It's just something about you. No one's ever made me feel like this before. Never try to carry a man. He is too heavy. Facts. If you have, how long did it take for you to not be focused on males a lot? So, honestly, there was really only one phase in my life where I was really focused on men, and that was just when I turned 30, because I think it just had a lot to do with age, and it just had a lot to do with my mindset around me getting older. And so I kind of felt like I had to like stamp my life with getting married and having children at 30. Um Once I realized why I was doing what I was doing, eh, it probably took me a good like 6 months to like come back to reality and just kind of realize like, girl, what are you doing? You need to focus on yourself. You'll get over being focused on men when you actually go after the things that you want to do and stay focused on those things and accomplishing your goals. Because the thing about it is that like a relationship and a marriage, in my opinion, that's not really an accomplishment. In my opinion, it's not. It's suffering for a reward that I don't see to be valuable. Oh, thanks. I feel like I look my age. I feel like I look 30. Like I'm 31. I'll be 32 next month. I feel like I look my age. I'm not one of those people that's like I'm not one of those people that wants to try to like look younger or try to be like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm just like I feel like I look my age. Yeah, if they want you to be a ride or die, they don't care. They're not caring about, they don't care about your life. They don't care about your quality of life or your happiness. I think women get emotionally invested and they expect men to invest back in their fairy tale way. Then they get bitter and be like F men when it's really how they go about men. That's the problem. Exactly. When you aren't emotionally invested into men, it's really not hard to deal with men. Like that's the thing. I only had one phase in my life where I was just like really emotionally invested into men. And I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? I'm like, no wonder these women are so heartbroken and bitter and upset. They're opening up their hearts to all these men, and these men are just stomping on their heart. Brother was the catch, but they possess the same genetic pool. Oh, no go. So, what about when a woman wants the other type of connection from men? What do you mean? You mean like love and stuff? I have detachment issues, but that's always kept me from being emotionally invested in men. Personally, so like this is the thing about therapy. Um Therapy gives you the tools that you need, but the only thing about therapy that I do not like, that I did not like, therapy gives you what you need in order for it to work in a perfect world. The world isn't perfect. And so the applications that you're using in therapy, they're not always going to translate the way that you want them to, because that's created for a perfect society where everyone is doing the same work as you. Most people ain't doing the work. So you really can't come into this world having all of that application, because in my opinion, I think when it comes to men, you need to have an avoidant attachment style. You have to have an avoidant attachment style when it comes to men. It's the only way they're going to respect you, and it's the only way you're going to get what you want. Like, nope, you're good. Yes, sexual connection from men without getting used. Oh, so you mean like casually sleeping with them? Like nothing else? Exactly. I always tell my therapist that I'm not letting go of my attachment or avoiding attachment style because this world isn't safe. And she puts it down to paranoia, but no. I can tell that she's tired of me, but I'm not lying. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, because there's avoidant and anxious, insecure. And I mean, okay, yeah, sure, like you can have a secure attachment style, but the thing about it is that having a secure attachment style means that you kind of have to like lead in with complete vulnerability and honesty. And those are the things that men are looking to exploit. I shouldn't have to ride. I'd rather be picked up and carried over the puddle. As a matter of fact, sir, and I shouldn't have to die. Thank you. Like, come on. I only date other transplants when in small towns. Locals are too struck on humbling outsiders, and speaking proper ruffles feathers. The audacity. Oh, I can't tell you how many times growing up, you talk white, you talk white. I'm like, oh my god, there's those limiting beliefs again. There we go. We're taking our trip back to Blackistan when they say shit like that. Do not attach sexually to men. Save yourself. Believe me, I know. Yes, if you're getting what you want, but not in a relationship and still want the sexual connection. Okay, so I'll be honest. I am good at doing this without getting I'm good at this without really getting attached to them emotionally. And the reason being is because I don't contact them outside of us planning the deed. That's it. Like, I don't think that there's necessarily, you just have to make sure that you're sleeping with someone who is like that you're actually giving a worthy person access to your body. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. I'm okay with it being casual, but they have to be someone that like I trust and that I know well enough in order for me to let that happen. But let's just say you do have that person who is worthy of having access to you. And or you have to make sure that you don't y'all can't be talking. Like, that's the thing. A lot of women will want to sleep with men casually, but then y'all want to do the extra stuff too. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Casual literally means just that. Casual is only confined to the bedroom. So you get your little bonding time, when y'all are drinking and having conversation, and then you do the deed, and then you do the pillow talk, and then you go to sleep. And if you spend the night, you have that little, kiki in the morning or whatever, and then you go on your way. And then you don't contact the person again until it's time to do it again. No texting them and asking about their day and all that stuff. That's what gets y'all too emotionally connected. And then that's when all the drama starts. Men hate those of us who aren't attached to them, though. So I kind of pretend that I am to keep them around. Otherwise, they'll get triggered. Gotta be a good actress. The thing about it is that you have to know. So, like, for instance, right? So back home, I do have like a guy that I do like casually hook up with or whatever. We went on one date years ago, and to be honest, I don't even remember why we didn't have a second date. But we stayed friends on social media, and so we stayed friends on social media, and so like he actually ended up finding my content on TikTok. And the thing about it is that he reaches out to me. I don't really reach out to him. Sometimes I like write to him on like social media, like if it's a story or something that he posted. But usually he's contacting me. And so I contact him back. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have back and forth conversations, but it's not regularly. You know what I mean? You have to play into it a little bit, but you can't make it a regular thing. I've never been slighted by beautiful women or people in general. It's only unsure and insecure folks who bully and get hurt when they see something you possess as unique. That's the reason why you can only allow yourself to have access to people who are pretty, they're beautiful, they're in shape, they're secure, they care about their body, they care about their appearance, they've done the inner work, they're in their bag, they don't have all these self-limiting beliefs, they're not in competition with you. This is why access is so important, and you have to be very diligent about who you surround yourself with. Because I don't have time for that shit. I'm not trying to hear all of that. I'm not trying to hear someone give me backhanded compliments. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear someone, with their fake concerns. Are you okay? You look tired to get today. Is everything okay? Knowing damn well I look the same as I always do, and damn well there's nothing wrong with me. You're just trying to make me question myself. Definitely not. There's a limit. And then you starve them of the ego boost and they'll come running back for sure. Like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I don't know. That guy, he actually does. And like, this is the thing too. You also kind of have to be like careful that you're not when you're casual, you also have to be careful to make sure that you're not projecting qualities onto them that they don't possess, because when it's casual, it's like, yes, you know the person and like you trust the person, but you're not in a relationship with them, so you're not going to really see those like negative sides of them necessarily. And so you also have to make sure that you're not projecting those qualities onto them. I made a video about that on Patreon. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, is there anyone on here that's subscribed to my Patreon at all? But I talk about on Patreon about the using mystery as a manipulation tactic. And when you're mysterious and people don't know a whole lot about you, they will project what they want in a person onto you. And it'll make them like you more because they don't know enough about you. So when they don't know enough about you, that's where that limerence comes from. Limerence comes from you not knowing a person enough. And so you have to be careful of that too. I say that all to say I've had to check myself. I've had to check myself when it comes to this guy because like he on paper he does well for himself. You know what I mean? High achieving, he's attractive. He does have like a decent amount of emotional intelligence. We do have like bedroom compatibility. You know what I mean? We do have all those things. And so sometimes I will think like, dang, like I kind of want to see like if I could maybe like take this a step further. But the thing about it is that like I travel all over for work. And so it's really no point for me to even like dream about that because I'm not going to be able to be there. And then also with me just understanding like I really don't want to be in a relationship anyway. But I'm able to check the fact that like that's just me trying to project other things onto him to make him like be someone that like I would want to do that for. Can you give more examples of backhanded compliments? So for instance, okay, like let's just say you get a promotion at work or something. And you tell your homegirl, like, guess what, girl? You know, I just got the best news. I just got a promotion at work. And so she's like, oh, congratulations. You know, I'm shocked, but I'm shocked that they gave you a promotion. You've only been there for a year. That's a backhanded compliment. So when it's so pretty much what the concept is of a backhanded compliment, they'll compliment you. So she said congratulations, but she said, "Well, I'm shocked you got it cuz you've only been there for a year." So bitch, I don't deserve the promotion cuz I only been there for a year? You questioning my skill set. You trying to shit on my skill set because I got promoted and I only been at the place for a year. Aw, you're welcome, Pink Flamingo. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say too. Like, I'm not about to be like you and slave like you. So it's like though they give you the compliment, but it's like they add like a little like layer of something that's like negative to the comment. Yeah, it's an insult pretty much. They won't pretty much they compliment you, but they won't let you have it. Like, girl, all you had to say was congratulations. All you had to say was fucking congratulations. You ain't have to say all the rest of that stuff. Oh yeah, and then that's another thing too. When you call out these things like negging and backhanded compliments and stuff like that, they don't want to get found out. They start panicking because they see that you peep game and they realize that you're not stupid. And so then what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna play the victim once you clap back. They're gonna all of a sudden turn to the victim. Well, what are you talking about? I didn't mean it that way. It was just a joke. That's what they're gonna start saying. It's a joke. I didn't mean it. What are you talking about? how do I survive as an emotional person is you have to view your emotions as currency. You have to view your emotions as currency. Not every situation deserves. Here's the thing, you're allowed to be emotional. You know what I mean? You're having emotions is a part of the human experience. So you're allowed to have emotions. The issue is when you're giving too much emotional energy to things. Like, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be depressed, it's okay to have anxiety. But like, give yourself a time limit. Like, I pretty much trained myself now where it's like, depending on the severity, like when it's just common stuff, you know what I mean? Common stuff. I only give myself like 24 to 48 hours to like be in my feelings about it. And then I'm on my merry way. I just move on with my life. But your emotions are currency. And so you have to question and ask yourself, is this even worth my emotional energy? Is this even worth a reaction? And you also have to realize that people who act out of emotion are typically perceived to be very weak people. And so you also have to ask yourself, well, do I want to be perceived as weak? You know what I mean? Because emotions is usually how you're going to get exploited, you know, when you're very emotional. You know, so you have to ask yourself, do I want to be perceived as weak? Do I want to be taken advantage of? Do I want to be exploited? And you have to figure out a way how to emotionally regulate. Like, you have to figure out, like, okay, do you have a method for self-soothing? Do you have a journal? If you're emotional, I hope you have a journal. I hope you have a journal. If you are an emotional person, you need to have a journal and you need to be using it. You need to be journaling every single day. Yeah, exactly. Treat your emotions like money. You don't just spend it on anything and everything. Exactly. Not everything and everyone deserves a reaction. Do you have a degree in psychology? You're very well spoken. I don't have a degree in psychology, but when I tell you I'm obsessed with psychology, it's ridiculous. Like, I was in the psychology club in high school. But I was like, as far as a career, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. So what if another man knows you deal with the man? No. So what if another woman knows you deal with the man and she tries to say she messing with him? What would you say or do, or put her in her place? It's always gonna go back to this. Am I getting what I want? If this is the thing, when y'all are trying to decide what battles y'all are gonna pick, when y'all are trying to figure out, okay, is it fight or flight? All you gotta ask yourself, am I currently getting what I want out of the situation? Okay, am I getting what I want out of the situation? If you're getting what you want out of the situation, I wouldn't even care. Like, I don't care about any of that other stuff. I'm not going back and forth with no woman over some man. I'm not. I'm not going back and forth over any woman about some man. I'm not doing it. Because a man isn't the prize to me. You know what I'm saying? He is not the prize. Am I getting this money? Am I getting this knowledge? Am I getting these experiences that I want? As long as I got that, I don't care about any of that stuff. And not only that, he's not even married. I'm assuming they're just in a relationship. He's not even married. You're single till you're married. So he gonna talk to whoever he wanna talk to, entertain whoever he gonna entertain. Right. And women will do this. Women will do this because they think that men are a status symbol. Men are not a status symbol to me. They're not. They're not a status symbol to me. So I'm never going to go back and forth with some woman over some damn man. It's a compliment followed by a negative expression related to the topic of compliment. Yeah, you're talking about the backhanded compliments. Yeah, or your hair looks better than last time. Yes. Or I don't like it when people are like, "Oh, you look so beautiful today." I hate it when people add the word today. Especially when there's like no context behind it. Like if I'm wearing the same makeup, the same hair, and everything's the same, and I've been doing it repeatedly, and then you say, "Oh, you look so nice today." I'm like, are you trying to be funny? Like I started asking, so are you trying to be funny? Cause I've been wearing, my hair's the same, my makeup's the same, everything's the same. But you didn't say I looked beautiful. You said I look beautiful today. And so to me that's a backhanded compliment. Cause I didn't do anything different. It might be petty, but that's one thing. That's actually to me that's a backhanded compliment. I don't like that. Just tell me I look beautiful. I didn't wake up. But yeah, the back and forth stuff regarding men in when it comes to women and women coming to you as a woman, fuck that. Mm-mm. I tried to ignore so many women about men until I couldn't anymore the last time, and I mean it was bad. Damn, girl. That means these men are sloppy. That means these men are sloppy. They not even trying to hide it. They're not even trying to hide it. Backhanded compliments are a humbling tactic. It's a humbling tactic. They're too cowardly to say how they really feel. They're too cowardly to express their jealousy of you. And so that's the thing about women. Women are very passive aggressive. So it's always gonna be some passive aggressive thing that she's gonna do or say. Cause she doesn't know how to verbalize honestly how she feels about you. Yeah, I see you losing weight. It's about time you did. Or you're losing weight. Don't get too skinny. Don't get too skinny now. My own mother gave me a backhanded compliment. I checked that too. Yeah, the backhanded compliments, they'll come from any damn body. When a really backhanded compliments, they come from insecurity. The person is insecure because you look better than them, or you're improving your life, you're outpacing them, you're achieving the very same things that they want to do. They say something negative that they've been felt after the compliment about. Yeah, that's a part of it too. They're saying the part that they've really been thinking. I used to be too skinny, and when I gained weight, this girl asked me if I was trying to get a body. I hate that. I hate that for you. That would piss me off. Me embracing my femininity truly made folks reveal. I guess they felt I was insecure before. but hate to hear or see me. That's the reason why I didn't even go to like my work party or whatever tonight. I mean, it was only going to be a handful of people that I was going to talk to anyway. But when I first came here for work last year, I was overweight. I was really overweight. And as you could figure, everyone was nice to me. You know what I mean? Everyone was nice to me. But I came back and I look completely different. I look completely different. But I was like friends with some of those people on social media, and they were monitoring spirits, and they were actually really fucking jealous that I had like leveled up. They were jealous that I was leveled the fuck up. So I was like, okay, well, y'all exposed yourselves, so you only liked me when I wasn't a threat. You only liked me when I didn't knock at your insecurity. We was arguing on Facebook. They threatened to come to my place and beat me with a bat. I posted a photo of me holding. Oh my god. Hey, that's funny. Because that's something that I would do. Because I'm a pew pew owner. I own a pew pew. So I definitely would have did the same thing. I would have, except I wouldn't have even done it at the range. I would have took a picture like them hood dudes be taking. I would have took one of them toting pictures them men be taking. You know when they be aiming it right at the camera. Nobody talks to me anymore after I went off. Hey, sometimes you be having to do that. Oh, well, thank you, Frank Blunt. People love to hurt each other instead of motivating them. Yeah, and the reason why is because most people, the thing about it, like one thing that I've really, really learned to notice is that it's really not necessarily the action that you took that people are jealous of, and that's what makes them become mean, and that's what makes them become envious and jealous of you. It's not what you've actually done already. It's the mindset that you had to have in order to accomplish that thing. So like you lost weight. Okay, are they jealous of the fact that you lost weight? Yes. But on a deeper level, psychologically, they're jealous of the fact that you have discipline. They're jealous of the fact that you are planning your meals. They're jealous of the fact that you are willing to sacrifice drinking. They're jealous of the fact that you're willing to sacrifice going out regularly to go to the gym. They're really deep down, they're jealous of the fact that you have a certain mindset and they don't have that. And I had to learn that about myself. And this is why it goes back to you having pride over your accomplishments and dapping yourself up when you accomplish something. Because I didn't realize how like revered I was for doing bodybuilding. Like I never realized how I was revered and how people were like, dude, you're a boss. Like you literally dieted down and like worked out and did all that cardio and starved and like did all that shit to do bodybuilding shows. But in my head, I was like, I wasn't doing nothing. Anybody could do that. And I would have people constantly tell me, no, they can't. Like, you need to be more proud about your accomplishment. And whenever people would explain it to me, people would never bring up my physique. They would always bring up my mindset. Like the discipline, the grit, the tenacity. Like that's what people would always bring up, and they would be like, a lot of people don't have discipline to do that. So it's more so your mindset that they're jealous of as opposed to just the action. Because they also realize, oh, well, shit, if she's disciplined, because here's the thing, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're disciplined with your diet, well, you're going to be disciplined with your work. You know what I mean? You're probably going to be disciplined with like your home. Hi, basically hating on you for accomplishing things despite the habits and limitations they place on the people around them, including themselves. Exactly, well said. Because these are the very same people, you know, they're admiring you having all of this discipline, but then they're the same person that's like, well, I don't have enough time to prep my meals. I don't have enough time to go to the gym. I'm too busy. I'm too tired after work to go work out. So they're just full of excuses. They are full of excuses. But you, on the other hand, no, even though you had a hard day at work and you're exhausted and you're tired, you're still gonna go to the gym. I've heard men clown other men for getting women's attention. They'd rather bro focus on him and his instead of, oh my god, yes. And I feel like when men do that, they're DL or they like men. Cuz it's like, why are you threatened by a woman? Why are you threatened by a woman taking up a man's attention? That's weird. That's weird to me. My own mother reminded me she was further ahead than me, another same age with husband and children, yet refuses to visit my home physically. Girl, forget her. You got your own life, and your life doesn't have to mirror her life. Could you? Oh, what am I wearing on my lips? It's Fenty. It's Fenty Beauty. It's the Glass Bomb and Riri. That's the color name, Riri. That's another thing I'm gonna do too. I'm gonna get me a cosmetic line. I'm gonna make me some makeup because I love makeup. Once this channel reaches a certain number of subscribers that I have in my head, I think I'm gonna start a beauty channel next. Do you have a trainer for your level up? No, because that's another thing. Y'all, I'm so multifaceted. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a beauty channel and I'm gonna have a fitness channel. Just wait. Just wait. Because I would coach clients online actually. So I would coach clients online as far as like losing weight and helping them reach their goals physically. I don't know if you meant trainer like personal trainer or like life coach. Like I don't know. I don't know what you meant. Yes, I know about body recomp. I've recomped my body. Oh my god, I need to make like a whole video about my bodybuilding experience so y'all can see the pictures. I have recomped my body so many times. I'm a literal walking transformer. Literal walking transformer. Yes, please do a cosmetic line. Your makeup is so great and the lipstick looks so great. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing my makeup since the 8th grade. So my mom, we would so she would get paid every 2 weeks. And so one of the things that we would do, we would go to the MAC counter. And so we go to the MAC counter, and back then, if you purchase $50 worth of makeup, because they would have the collections launch. And so if you buy $50 from like the collection, then they'll do your makeup look for free. And so we got really cool with this gay guy. His name was Alex. He was like also a freelance artist. And he taught me how to do makeup. And then also I would always watch YouTube. I would always watch YouTube tutorials. Text me every day, no lunch money, dinner money, money for hair, nails, nothing. Oh, it's annoying. Don't want to ask or tell a man what to do. Girl, ask. Ask. So that way when he say no, you ain't gotta talk to him no more. And you don't even have to ask for real. Like one time it was this guy texting me, and I'm like, I didn't really mind him texting me because at the time I kind of was enjoying the validation. So I wasn't really too pressed at the moment. But then I was like, I want to get my nails done. I'm going to ask this man I'm texting. And so I was like, hey, I want to get my nails done. And I pretty much was like, hey, I would love it if you sent me a little money, send me some money so I can get my nails done. I mean, you are talking to me. And so he said that he was going to do it. And so I lied to him and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. Someone else did it. And he never texted me again after that. So that's what you could do. If you're afraid of the feeling of getting rejected, ask. And then if they say no or something like that, wait a little bit and be like, oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got someone else to do it. And then never talk to them again. Ah, I love you too. I don't have a personal trainer now because I do this. I could whip you up a meal plan. I could whip you up your macros. I could whip up a whole cardio plan, weightlifting plan. I could do that. I'm my own personal trainer. But I got to get my body to where I want it to be because I haven't been, so this is the longest I've went without working out. But it's also very good for me because I've maintained my weight because I had binge eating disorder. Maybe I'll do a video on me opening up about me having binge eating disorder. But yeah, I had binge eating disorder, and so my relationship with food in the gym, it already was a little bit bad before I got into bodybuilding, and then once I entered bodybuilding, the beast was unleashed. And having having that very restrictive diet with bodybuilding, once I was done with the show, I ate every fucking thing. And then I didn't go to the gym and I gained all of this weight. So I spent pretty much most of last year losing the weight slowly. And I've been so focused on building a brand, building this channel, trying to help women, like really, really trying to like be on my purpose, that I haven't really prioritized the gym. And so I haven't went to the gym in about 2 weeks, but I haven't gained a single pound. My body composition is looking a little, like I'm not as tight. Like my legs are a little bit softer because my quads are huge. I have really, really large quads. And so I haven't worked out in about 2 months, and the old me would be so pissed off at myself. Like the old me would be so mad at myself. And that would also be a reason, like I would give myself a reason to eat more because I'm like, why did I go to the gym today? I might as well eat everything. So this has been good for me because now it's tested my relationship with food in the gym and things like that. And it's like, so now I can trust myself more. I can trust myself more because I didn't gain a single pound. No ailments. No ailments at all. That's a good one. So many men have told me they hate when women wear lipstick or lip gloss. If you don't like it, don't look at it. One time I was out with my cousins and we had just left a party. And it was like a black tie event. So, I was wearing black and I was wearing all black. I wanted a pop of color. So I was wearing red lipstick. And one of my cousins, she be hanging around these hood dudes. And one of her little hood dude friends was like, I don't like that red lipstick. Like, you need to take that red lipstick off. And I looked at him so sideways. I'm like, I'm not taking this red lipstick off. And I don't care what you think about my lipstick. Like, I don't care what you think. I want to open up my own pole dancing studio. I either want to open up my own pole dancing studio or my own gym. But I miss the pole dancing studio that used to be open in my area back home. And like the nearest pole dancing studio is like 30 miles away. It's a lot of gyms. It's a lot of gyms in the area that I live. I really would like to do that. But I got to get back on my pole stuff so I can actually teach people. Because I actually could still do all the tricks. I can. I went to a pole dancing class in Brooklyn right when I came back to New York City in the fall, and I could still do the tricks, but they need to be prettier. You know what I'm saying? They do. They need to be prettier. But I have a pole. X Pole is a really good brand. It's a little pricey. It's about $300 for a pole, but it's a pressure pole, so no drills or anything like that. And you just twist it, and it applies pressure up against the ceiling. It ain't gonna fall. Ain't nothing gonna happen, I promise. But that's a really good brand of pole. Like, it's a really, really good brand. That's the brand that they use for the pole competitions. Because when it comes to pole dancing, they actually have competitions for that shit. It's nothing wrong with lipstick. And in all actuality, he probably did not like the lipstick because I was looking fine as hell that night. I feel like it was just a humbling tactic, and it didn't work. This is why you have to understand who you are. You have to know who you are, and you have to know how the collective of people perceive you. You have to know these things. Because if you don't know these things, you'll fuck around and quit wearing red lipstick all because some man told you that he doesn't like red lipstick. Do you prefer go to the gym? I want at home equipment. Um I prefer to go to the gym only because it's kind of like home is like home for me. When I think home, I think chilling. You know what I'm saying? I think of relaxation. I think of cozy. Some people think of home and they think of whatever room they're in, that's what it's designated for. So it's like if you have like a specific, like you have your office room. For me, I would have to have my own like full gym setup in the house, and it has to be like designated towards that. I can't just have like equipment in the corner with like free weights and stuff. It's just gonna sit there because I don't have a full environment cultivated for that activity. So that's just me personally. You may not be that type of person. It all depends on what type of person you are. But I know me. If I don't have a dedicated room to it, I have to go to the gym because the equipment just gonna sit there. Do you recommend offering paid companionship online? Yes, as long as you're like safe. I mean, it's no different than getting on the dating apps. My boyfriend called me self-obsessed when I apply lipstick. Exactly. He liked that you had the lipstick on. He liked that you had the lipstick on. But instead of saying that, he wants you to start feeling bad about wearing lipstick because it's making him feel insecure. So I would have been like, this lipstick makes me self obsessed. Well, you bet. Well, wait till I put this eyeshadow on. Wait till I put this eyeliner on. Wait till I fill in these eyebrows. You think that was obsessed. I go for the jugular. If insults are on looks, I ask, what is your vision of me and what's the budget? Exactly. Exactly. Here's the thing. No one is talking shit to a person that they don't admire. No one is talking shit about a person that they don't find attractive. Point blank, period. No one is talking shit. No one is going to be talking shit to someone that they don't want to be like. So these insults and stuff like that, just take that as confirmation that you're doing something right. Ain't nobody over here trying to bring down nobody that's already down. So when they're making these comments about your lipstick and you being self-obsessed and stuff like that, he's attracted to the fact that you put on lipstick. But he doesn't want you to know that you're more attractive with lipstick on. My ex didn't want me to go to swimming pool alone just with him. You must have a nice body then. You must be cute and you must have a nice body. And so he didn't want nobody trying to hit on you with your nice body exposed at the pool. Yeah, I actually think whatever a man tells you to stop doing, do it the most. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. You know, you're wearing too much makeup. All right, it's time to pound the makeup back. It's time to pound the makeup on heavier. Because like a lot of men feel, a lot of men, this is another thing with me. I only deal with men who are well dressed. That is one thing about me. You have to be well dressed. Because I'm a fashionista. I take pride in piecing together an outfit. And I like to have themes for my outfit. You know what I mean? So am I going to be sophisticated looking today? Am I going to be preppy today? Am I going to be sporty today? And so I have to be with a man who takes pride in his clothing, because when I would deal with men who would not take pride in their clothing and they didn't know how to dress, they always thought that I was doing the most. You're dressed like that. How come you didn't tell me you're dressed like that? Now you look like that and I look like this. You're overdressed. You're doing too much. Well, time to put the fur coat on then. Time to put the fur coat on with my luxury bag with my sunglasses in. Time for me to up the ante. Is it hard? It looks so hard. I think we were talking about pole dancing classes. It's hard at first because especially if you don't have any upper body strength. When he doesn't compliment it or try to block you from doing it, that means you're doing something right. Exactly. Exactly. Anything a man is telling you that he doesn't like, anything that a man is telling you that he don't want you to do, those are actually the things that he likes. The issue is that he's fearful that other men are going to like it and that those other men are going to try to talk to you. And so he doesn't want other men to have access to you. My eyes above lip beauty mark and my overall tone and aura is bomb. Only people who compliment on me used to get the attention, then settles for whoever nagged them into submission. That's true. Maybe he is jealous because he wants to wear your lipstick. That's what I think. I would have been like this. I made a video like this on TikTok. I would have been like, here, boo, let me help you out. I'm about to make you self-obsessed like I am. Yeah, I can do pole tricks. You have a point, because my ex came out my closet with my dress on and kept saying he wanted me to be natural and not wear wigs. He was gonna steal your wigs, girl. He didn't want you to wear your wig so he could wear them. He was mad. He was mad. He was mad that you wasn't sharing your wigs, girl. Oh, my TikTok is all about exposing male sexuality. All of my a large majority of my TikTok is me exposing male sexuality. Because most of them, if they're not gay, a large majority of them are at least bisexual. Especially if they've served in the military, the army, the navy. Any of those, any organized male establishment, they are typically, they like men. They either like men or they like men too. And then obviously if they've been to jail or been to prison, I don't know why I have no idea why women are dating jailbirds and then over here and then not questioning his sexuality. Men don't just turn that shit off. Men aren't like, oh, I'm around men now, I'm not gonna be horny no more. It don't work like that. Then men are still gonna be all teed up, all aroused. And if they can find, and if there's someone there available to take care of their arousal, they're gonna do it. They don't care who it's coming from. And gay men are extremely picky. Like when a man tells me that he's really, really picky, when he's like, I'm really, really picky about the women, like you have to look a certain way. In my head, I'm like, he's either down low, he's down low. When they start that natural beauty fall, that means they want you low maintenance to make them more comfortable and not afraid to lose you to the next. Yep, that's why they're like, I like my women with no makeup. Okay, your Instagram feed is full of women that have on makeup. The proof is not in the pudding. I fear I'm unable to find the proof in the pudding, sir. Where is the proof? I'm still dying at this woman finding her ex-boyfriend with her dress on. Like I'm sorry, but that's just so funny to me. Oh, welcome from London. I probably have a shitty London accent right there. But I do want to go to London. That's actually one place that I want to travel to. I just couldn't imagine seeing one of my exes with my own dress on. Like, he went back to his ex and she looked like Myrtle Urkel for Family Matters. I told a new guy I tend to get side eyes where I live because I've started dressing like $1 million, which triggers the women here. He still showed up to our first date wearing shorts. Disrespect for real. That's why I said it's all about access. I'm sorry. You can't have access to me when I'm looking like class and you're looking like trash. You can't stand next to me looking like that. I'm sorry. You cannot stand next to me looking like that. Mm-mm. Nope. The goalpost moves in a millisecond. Their type is whoever gives them attention. Yep. That's why I always tell women, don't ever change anything about yourself for a man. Because that very same thing that he's telling you to change about you, that's going to be the same type of woman that he cheats on you with. He lives an hour away for a booty call. Should I go? He pays for Uber and I want to see him. Girl, go. I mean, my thing is this: you want to see him. You do. You want to see him, and obviously that's all you want. So it's just an hour. I've had Rasputius try to fight me over getting attention I never asked for. Y'all, I'll never forget this. I got slapped in the middle. I got slapped in middle school by a girl because the guy that she liked me, and I had no idea that the guy even liked me. Had no clue. She slapped me in front of everyone at recess. She literally just came up to me and went in front of everyone. And I had no idea why. I didn't find out why until after the fact. Should I be worried if he's got a history blondes, but I'm more exotic? His celeb crushes are exotic too. Girl, all you need to care about is, are you getting what you want? Are you getting what you want? As long as you're getting what you want, none of that matters. Get what you want until you can't get it anymore and then go on to the next person. All of this stuff doesn't matter. What his type is, all of that stuff doesn't matter. As long as you are getting what you want, you're winning. Women will hold grudges for life over men who would step on them like roaches. I swear. The guy I'm seeing is my best friend's best guy friend. And I know he tried to hook up with her before now, and I'm jealous every time. Like, no hugging allowed here. This is the reason why when you are friends with men, you're not friends with men, okay? Men and women are not friends. It's friend when a man is being friends with you, he's just waiting for an opportunity to sleep with you. So that's why he was friends with your best friend. He's friends with her, waiting for an opportunity to sleep with her. Yeah, whenever y'all, this is the thing, y'all worried about the wrong thing. Y'all be worried about the wrong things. Is he fetishizing me? Am I his type or not? What about the past types that he dated? I don't care about none of that, and you shouldn't either. Are you getting what you want? If you getting what you want, we cool. We cool. You can save all that mental anguish. My best friend from middle school told me she was jealous because all the guys she liked me instead. She abandoned our friendship for 15 years and is trying to make contact now. I blocked her. Yeah, like, if a man is enough to get you in your feelings regarding your friendship with me, well then forget about it. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to be friends with any person who is going to let a man stand between our friendship. Because guess what? I can guarantee you, men, okay, men that are friends, they're not doing that over women. Only women do that. Only women break up friendships over men. Men, on the other hand, they're over here laughing. They're over here laughing because y'all friendship done got broken up over him. So little do you know, you've validated this man and pumped up his ego and pumped up his self-esteem. Because he's thinking, I was able to drive a wedge between these girls liked me so much, and this girl was so jealous. Her whole friendship got ended because of me. He's taking it. It's a pat on the back for him. You think men care about your past types if they're still getting what they want? You think men care about your past types if they're still... So, men are really insecure. They're really, really insecure. Men actually care about your past types, because men do not like competing with other men. I literally had a guy on my last live who fully admitted it. Like, we had all types of dialogue about this type of mindset, because this is the reason why men don't want you to be beautiful, because they don't want to have to compete with other men. This is also why they don't want you to have like a high body count, because they don't want their performance being rated with the performance of other men. So they do care about it because they don't want to set themselves up for rejection. Because like, I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of men have stage fright when it comes to sleeping with me. Like, they legit get super, super nervous when they're sleeping with me. And like, they'll get soft and they literally will tell me, they're like, listen, I'm nervous. They're like, I'm legit nervous. And yeah, they're nervous. They're nervous because they know I'm beautiful. And because they know I'm beautiful, they know I've slept with people. You know what I mean? I have enough experience to know what's good or not. And so they literally get nervous before they sleep with me, most likely because they are fearful. They don't know how their performance is going to be. I consider myself to be attractive, but I tend to date men who are not conventionally attractive. I was recently ghosted after a hookup, and my situationship before tried to hook up with my friend. I feel like I'm being gaslit into believing I'm unattractive. It's not that you're unattractive, it's just that the guy that you hooked up with, he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted, and the thing about it is that men are going to sleep with anything. All men need is an opportunity. That's all. This commitment that y'all are looking for men, this loyalty that y'all are looking for men, it's not in the room with us, sis. The commitment, the loyalty, it's not ever going to be in the same room as us when a man is in here. It's just not. Has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. It's his nature. I'm telling you. Don't feel insecure. Don't believe that you're unattractive. And also, a lot of these men will do this to humble you. This is why you have to be careful when you're dealing with ugly men, when you're dealing with unattractive men. These men look in a mirror. They know they're unattractive. They don't understand why you're with them. They resent the fact that you're talking to them. And so for payback, because they're still sad about, some girl in the 5th grade who turned him down and called him ugly, he wants to take it out on all the attractive women moving forward. And so what they will do is they will purposely do stuff like that. So go sleep with your friend, ghost you after sleeping with you to make you feel less than, because they feel less than, because they know they're unattractive. Yeah. This is why I tell women all the time. Men will try to force you to take a chance on them. You never take a chance on a man. If you're not attracted to him, don't sit here and try to look past his appearance. If he don't got no money, don't try to look past his money. Listen, these men, they're not going to look past you if you weigh 600 pounds. They're not going to look past you if you have a face full of acne. They're not going to look past you. They're not going to look past you for these things. So you need not look past these things that you just genuinely don't like about them, because it's not going to reward you dealing with a man that is ugly. Because a lot of the time, these men that are ugly, they're very resentful. And they want payback. They want payback for the fact that they're unattractive. And so when a woman gives them a chance, they're not like grateful. They're not grateful that you gave them a chance. They're not like, oh my God, this attractive woman, like I can't believe she's giving me this chance. Nope. They're jealous. And so what they want to do is they're going to humble you. I dated a man. The woman in his pub had no interest in him. He got with me all of a sudden. Woman interested him. That boosted him. Yes. Yeah, I literally do the same thing that men do to me. I do the same thing to them. Like I'll rub their head and rub their knee and rub their leg. And then yeah, I'll caress their chin or whatever, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're just so handsome." Grab their little cheek, and be like, "Look at that smile." I'll do the same thing. They love that. They love it. They love it when you're giving them the soft life, the princess treatment. They can go years throwing an underhand tantrum towards pretty women. Yup. A lot of these men are so resentful and so vengeful, extremely vengeful, and it won't have nothing to do with you. But yeah, boo, if you're still viewing and watching, I'm sorry that happened, but you were a victim in the crossfire. But please don't let your view on your attraction take a hit because of that. You're attractive. Is it a red flag in a talking stage if he begs for nudes, or am I overreacting? It's a turnoff for me though. Will just ghost him when it's time to meet up. He's been sending all money. He's sending you money. So that's a little different. You will need to you need to lie so you can keep getting money out of this guy. And so what you can do is you can just pretty much say that, you're really insecure. And also, no, don't say that you're insecure. Don't do that. Okay, this is what you're going to say. You are going to say that in order for you to do that, say you don't do that for just anybody. Okay, say I don't just do that for, just anyone. My body's sacred. And also say, I have to really trust someone with having those type of pictures of me, because you can do whatever you want with those pictures, and I need us to spend more time with each other. I need us to get to know one another, and I need to know that I could trust you. And then see what he says. And then based off of that, you'll know if you're gonna deal with him or not. If he gets all defensive and if he starts throwing it back in your face, well, I bought you this and I bought you that and I did this all for you. All right, quit talking to him. And that's what I would do. I didn't necessarily want to say that, but you also express that you don't want to send them. So that's the thing. If you are putting your foot down and you don't want to send these photos at all, then you're gonna have to get this to last longer. You're gonna have to tell him that you need more time to build trust with him. That way he can keep spending money longer. Because it sounds like he's inching closer. He's inching closer to wanting a return on his investment. Yeah, I charge for my pictures too. I charge for my pictures too. The worst question that the worst things you can ever say to a man, ask him why and say, "Can you explain that, please?" Because when you ask him to explain and you ask men why, they don't have an answer. They don't have an answer. Because they're just repeating shit that they heard. Men don't have a brain of their own. They all say the same thing. They all say the same thing. Men age like wine. Women age like milk. Women have access to schmecks. Men have access to marriage. Women need to take accountability. When you have children, your value goes down. Like, they all just repeat the same thing over and over and over and over. But then if you ask them, okay, what do you want women to take accountability for? What specifically do you want women to take accountability for? They don't have any answer. They don't have any answer. I used to administer rapid HIV tests in LA. Once you know you're letting him hit soon, monitor his reaction to testing. Yeah, if they get defensive about testing and stuff like that, not dealing with that anymore. I'm decentering men. I'm also a former dancer, currently going to school for scenography. Oh, I do sometimes question why men do me so completely wrong. Every guy that I've given a chance to turned out. Girl, it's because you gotta, like, the thing about it is that, like, being a dancer, you have to actually date men like you're a dancer. You actually have to date them like you're a dancer. We not giving nobody chances. We not giving nobody chances. Either you're giving me what I want, or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're not about to be sitting in the chair talking to this man forever and forever and forever, and you ain't got nothing. You ain't getting no money from this man. You ain't getting what you want out of this man. You gotta act the same way when you dating him. You went to the club to go work for money. Dealing with a man is work. Dealing with a man is a job. So you need to be getting something out of it. If you ain't getting what you want out of it, it's time to rotate and talk to the next man. When that man turns you down for a dance, you go talk to the next customer, right? All right, so when they start acting up, go talk to the next one. They're like NPCs in a video game with the pre-programmed statements. No, for real. It's so annoying. It is literally so annoying. You're about to make bank in ultrasound, girl. I'm telling you. I would know. You're about to make bank in ultrasound. It'll be you're going to meet plenty of other people. Plenty of other men, I promise you. Focus on that money, girl. And that's another thing, too. You're in school. The universe is trying to protect you. The universe is trying to protect you. Because there's some, come on, listen to this. You don't want to be some girl who meets some man and you can't focus because he's fucking up everything. And then now you are jeopardizing your education over this man. The universe is protecting you. Tips for growing a roster when you live in a small boonies town. Do you live close enough to go to a major city? Like, do you at least live an hour out of a major city? Because that's what I did. I would just do dating apps and I would just set my zone to the major city. Other than that, I can't really help you. Because the thing about it too, the boonies, a lot of them folks is married. A lot of them folks is married. They got a family. They're at home all the time. It ain't nothing to do for real in the boonies. Hey, I have a weird question. I have discoloration on a few of my front teeth. It makes me very insecure. Should I fix that before content creating? No. I mean, if you really, really, really want to, because I mean, the thing about it is this. You want to be able to be in front of the camera and you want to be able to, you want the people watching you to have 100% authenticity with your personality and who you are as a person. If that is going to be a detriment to you being your authentic self, you know, shining your personality, then don't do it yet. Better to fix your flaw if you know it's going to make you feel insecure to the point that like you're gonna pull back. So if you're that insecure about it, fix it. Because like I'm not doing my fitness channel until until I lose about 15 pounds. Like I'm just gonna keep it real with you, because I don't want to take fitness advice from someone unless their physique is like really, really good. And plus I want to lose 15 pounds anyway for myself. But you're the brand, you're the product, and then it also depends on what type of content you're trying to make. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna make fitness content, I need to be the face of fitness. You know what I mean? I need to look athletic, I need to be in shape. I'm from San Diego and live part-time in Macon, Georgia. Oh, nice. I was just in Athens, Georgia over the summer. Have you done research on surgeons for like lipo and stuff? Not yet. I honestly think today was the first day that I was like really able to admit to myself that I want plastic surgery. Do you have tips for MILFs? Just use the regular dating advice that I'm giving you. Date them all and date with intention. And leave when you don't get what you want. Like you're a MILF. And don't let them meet your kids. And make sure, and don't let them meet your kids. And don't even tell them that you got kids unless your kids are grown. If you have young children, they can't meet your children and they shouldn't know about you having children. But outside of that, it's the same thing that applies. Date with intention, date them all, and leave them when they quit giving you what you want. I have a younger sister and she is always demanding, never thankful. What to do? Stop giving her stuff. Stop giving her stuff. Don't fulfill her demands. That way she can be more appreciative. So annoying and exhausting to meet a new one and another one and another one. It's like, forget it. Leave me alone. Even the ones with money, the game is exhausting. That's where I'm at right now. Okay, it is. That's where I'm at right now. The thing about playing the game is that it takes energy. Having, especially when you're roster dating, having the same conversation over, you know what I mean? It can be exhausting. So only do what you have the capability for, the capacity for. Right now, in this phase of my life, I don't have the capacity to be out here dating and trying to get a provider and trying to get a rich man. I'm trying to become the rich man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the rich man. Oh hell yeah, they be targeting moms. That's why I told her you can't tell them that you have children. If you got social media, take the pictures off of your social media so that way they can't find you on social media with your children. Take them off if they're on there. But I urge mothers they should not tell any man that they have children, because as quiet as it's kept, a lot of these men are targeting these mothers for nefarious reasons. He just separated and likes me. He pays my rent in prime area of city, gives me money and job opportunities, treats me well. My problem is he said his wife doesn't want him anymore, and I'm skeptical. Well, I mean, you're winning because he's giving you all. I mean, come on, he's taking care of everything. Um, I don't know. Like I said, these are things I just don't give a fuck enough about. He's paying my rent. He's giving me money. He's giving me job opportunities. Um, just stick around until he stops doing it, and just be passive. Like, you just have to be passive about what he's telling you when it's coming to him being separated and stuff like that. But you also have to be careful because he's not divorced. He's separated. And so in most cases what he's trying to do is he's trying to get his next woman. He's trying to transition into his next relationship. And it sounds like he's trying to do it with you. Because men don't just leave and be single. Men don't just leave and be single like women do. No, men are only going to leave when they got the next one, when they got a girlfriend already, when they got someone already. Exactly. If she leaves and he's no, like, that's like, this is very simple. He taking care of everything. All this other stuff don't matter. If he quit taking care of everything, just leave. Can you tell us some more on how men target single moms? Usually, they're going to target women by saying that they have children or that they really want children and how much they love children. That's going to be his persona. The family man. Oh, I work with children. Oh, I love children so much. And he's telling you all that so that way you will lower your defenses. And be willing to have your kids meet him. And so usually that's what they're going to do. They're trying to sell you the family man and how great he is with kids. Or, I'm sure you need some help. I would love to help you out. I can only imagine how hard it is being a single mother. He's going to try to make it seem as if he's going to make your life easier and that you're not capable of raising these children alone. Girl, they want to meet the kids because they want to do stuff to the kids. And this is the thing. When it comes to men, the benefits is very short lived. Like that's what, like as women, like that's what y'all gotta understand. Whenever you're choosing to deal with a man, understand it's gonna come with the expiration date. It should come with the expiration date. Your boundaries are an expiration date, and the expiration date is based off of him no longer doing what's making you happy. So if him paying bills and buying you gifts and doing all this stuff is making you happy, and then and then all of a sudden he stops doing it, it's time to go. Go find another person. Remember, abundance mindset, ladies. Abundance mindset. There's always another one. They're replaceable. They're disposable. They telling you that your value after a certain age, your value is down. Well, after he quits doing what you want him to do, he has zero value. He has no value anymore. He's of no value to you. So get rid of him. Yeah, and that's the reason why you cannot let these men know you have children or let them meet your child. Because they do want to feed off of that emotional vulnerability between you and your children. Because they they know that you are going to think twice about breaking up, you know, what they've cultivated with your children, and you potentially breaking your child's heart. Ladies, yeah, this is true. The best bucks, cucks, and subs are the businessmen. Visit a tech, finance, or medical conference. See if a temp check-in or security position is available for said event. Yeah, those conferences, they definitely be popping at them conferences. What would I do when a guy is offering to help set up a business for me and fund it after the first day? Ooh, nice. How can I know if he's not just blowing smoke? He also offered to help me get my car fixed. Okay, well, do the test with the car, because that's the easy test. Be like, I need my car for work, so can we go get my car fixed? Can you take care of this? That's the first test. If he passed that test and he helped you get your car fixed, that way you can have a form of transportation, well then he in most cases will invest in the business. And he made it easy for you because a car is a necessity. He made it super easy for you. So put him to the test. Be like, hey, say that you're making an appointment for your car for the dealership, and I don't know if it's drivable, but if it's drivable, ask him if he can follow you there, meet you at the dealership, and then hang out with him while they're servicing it, and then when it comes for pay time, you're and ask him, you're taking care of my car, right? Yeah, do the car first. Do the car first and find out how he responds. Cause like Frank Blunt is saying, the thing about the whole business thing is that you have to make sure that all that shit is in your name, the signatures and all of that stuff. Like honestly, with a situation like that, it has to be cash in hand. It has to be cash in hand or cash sent. He can't actually be over the business. Q dogs are so nasty. That doesn't shock me at all. Yes. Oh my God. That's what I do. I usually will go to the hotel that's nearby whatever convention that they're at. Because it's easier to go to the hotel. Now, granted, because you're at a hotel, they're probably gonna, because it's that type of setting, they're gonna be expecting the bedroom action. Um, but those conferences when they're held at a hotel or nearby a hotel, that's a really easy way to meet men that got money. My type in men is submissive men who have too much power in their professional life to be bothered with trying to dominate a woman. Give me a few of those and I'm good. Ugh, I know those are my type too. I'm like, let me help you. Let me help you. And let me take all that load off of your back after having to dominate over everybody all day. And let me do the dominating. One of my CFO sent a PayPal, accidentally leaving a trail. Got him. Me and him are of different religion and he isn't giving me a commitment for marriage. He says to wait until he asks his parents, and depending on their response, he will proceed. Should I wait or leave? Girl, he not marrying you. He not marrying you. And his parents in most cases his parents probably aren't going to be okay with him marrying you either because y'all don't have the same religion. And I feel like religion, that's a deal breaker. That's something that you shouldn't compromise on. My man awesome just need to keep the batteries charged. I heard that. The Bob, the battery operated boyfriend. If they're bold to ask you if you like girls and ever been with a girl, then be bold and ask him to pay for things. Exactly. These men will straight up ask you for punani. Like they literally will straight up ask you for punani and you're afraid to ask for money? What's the worst he gonna say? No? Who cares? He gonna say no and you'll never talk to him again. You can block him after that. Who cares? Being a dominatrix is in the cards for me. Mark my words. I'm gonna have a whole roster of submissive men this time next year. I know that's right. I loved it when I used to get sub customers when I was dancing. Inquire on his home and day to day life. After establishing a payment tier and frequency, offer meal preps, house cleaning at above market rate. Sub out if you aren't scrubbing. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. But I'm so lazy. Ugh, I'm so lazy. I don't do any of that stuff for men. I tell them, I say, well, you'll just have to outsource that stuff because I'm not doing any of that. Girl, it's stress free. My battery operated boyfriend, he don't talk back. He don't need me to make him feel like a man. He don't need me to submit to him. Side chicks are smart if they're getting what they want. Side chicks are definitely smart if as long as they're getting what they want. Do you think it's better to be with a do you think it's better to be with a mistress? I'm thinking about getting me one of those male dolls. That's why I said I can't wait. I can't wait until them robots come out. I'm finna be getting me one of them robots. But yeah, as long as the side chick is getting what she wants, then she's winning. But when the side chick is like, if the side chick is staying the side chick, thinking that the man is the prize, then she's losing. You know what I mean? Like, if she's only in it to be able to claim this man one day as her own, then she's stupid. But if she's getting money and like experiences and all that stuff, then she's winning because she ain't gotta cook, clean. She ain't gotta deal with his flaws. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to see any of that stuff. They have half body suction silicone torso now in store. Yeah, as long as they're getting what they want. I mean, I've been the side chick before and I had no issues because I was like, this guy is taking me out. This guy is giving me all types of experiences. Like, I like this. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm having a good time and I'm getting what I want. And then the guy got divorced. The guy got divorced and then he wanted me back. He wanted to talk to me again and I was like, no thanks. He definitely would have married me too. That's what's crazy. He definitely would have married me because he married a woman who looks just like me. Ooh. Yeah, solo play is the way. I just use my imagination. I just use my imagination and think of the man and think of the man I want to be dealing with for real and call it a day. What lipstick are what lipstick are you wearing? It's Fenty Beauty. It's in the color Riri. I love this color. It's beautiful. Beautiful color. All right, I'm going to be on here for 10 more minutes because your girl is getting sleepy. I hopped up on live immediately after I got off of work. OMG, you poor thing. Don't you have to pee? Not really. I'm only going to be on here for 10 more minutes. We'll have to talk about this stuff next time. We'll have to talk about this stuff next time. So I have a question. Do you guys like it better when I kind of do it like Shira 7? So I just have my lives be the content? Or do you guys still want me to make like regular YouTube videos? Too. Or like which one do you like better? Do you like the live interaction where like these are posted? Okay, both. Okay, cool. So then I need to make another regular video though then because I haven't made a regular video in a while. So I'll film a regular video tonight. Or tomorrow, I mean. Okay, so both. Okay, cool. Cool. Is there any videos or any topics that you guys want me to like talk about for like my regular videos? Is there anything specifically that you want me to talk about? Okay, confidence. Different races of men's cultures. Okay. Art of seduction, okay. Getting provided for. Starting over after 30. These are all so good. I'm screenshotting. I think I can. Traveling, more of your level up content. Keep piggybacking off of subject matters. All right. That makes sense. Okay, perfect. I'm screenshotting all this because I'm going to forget. But I want to make sure I'm giving you guys content that you guys like. More stripping hustling tactics. And ladies, don't forget my Patreon. Like, so a lot of like the dark femininity, a lot of my like manipulation stuff, that will anything that deals with manipulation and anything that deals with story time, that's all going to be on my Patreon. Because I'm not trying to show my face on here with my story times, because the story times are extremely juicy. They're extremely revealing, extremely riveting. Anything highly manipulative in any story time, the really, really juicy ones, it'll all be on the Patreon. Like, I literally have a story time on my Patreon about how this customer tried to offer me CRACK while I was dancing. I didn't even know the guy was doing it. And then I turned around and like he tried putting it to my mouth, and I was like, huh? All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pin my next time I get on live again, I'll put my Cash App on here. They haven't sent me the email yet for monetization. It takes a while because, like, that's the thing about YouTube too. It's like weird. Like, if you go to YouTube Studio, if you go to the earning thing, they don't have the bar filled in for like watch hours. But then when you go to your full content page, it has the correct watch hours. And then they don't send you like updated notifications. It like takes a while for all this shit to like pop, like to catch up, I guess. Yeah, I've had some weird encounters in the club. Rocket, you came late. Rocket, I love how you came to the live. You came to the impromptu lives immediately, and then I scheduled a live, and then you pop in at the very end. That's hilarious. I smell K2 in the air like cigarettes in various settings. True life fiends casually. And I ain't never been around that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been around that stuff. And I turned around and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I danced for 4 years. I still attract lots of men at almost 50 years old, but I still love advice from badass beauties. It takes one to know one. Aw, thank you. I'm like, dude, these druggies, man, these folks are something else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I had a great night with you all. This was a ton of fun, as usual. Y'all are my besties. Oh God, that's scary. Yelling and popping. Whew, that's scary. But have a great night, everyone. Love you. Bye.